this doesn't crash. This, I think it's all alive. Can everybody see me? I think so. Get there. Rumble chat pulled up over here. Actually, really, I should. Huh. Yeah.
Our doc.
You know what? I don't. I'll just keep. I'll be able to chat here, I think. But I should really flip the. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I know. No, I don't. I have no idea why that's there. That's weird. Why was there a new tab? Huh. Put this one over here. Ah. So hard. There we go. Here. Now I can see way better. Ah, that puts it way closer to my eyeballs. I should have done this a long time ago. Alrighty, so how's everybody doing today? This. There was a couple. Did y'all see that explosion? Or did any of y'all hear that explosion? It could be heard from 3 states away? What's that about? Is anybody able to fill me in on that? Kind of wild. Let's see. Man, you guys, I don't know. Okay, so what happened today also in the sense like my video got some serious views. And I got a substantial subscriber increase. Went from literally 29 or 29, I wish. 23,988 people today to 24,268 so far, and it's updating like every so often here. So, what in the world ended up happening? That is crazy. Oh, shoot. Jacob, thank you so much for that. Man, thank you. Genuinely, thank you. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you all so much. Y'all are way too kind. Y'all really are. Like, I'm just not used to this. I really don't know how to, like, respond. I feel like I repeat myself a lot. I just don't know how to respond to it, really, in the sense, like, I'm new to this. You know what I mean? I'm very, very new to this. I'm just, like, I'm just a dude, you know? I don't know. It's weird for me. Let's see. Aerial incident or possible missile or drone activity over... Oh, that's Iran. Wait. No verified detail. What did happen today? What was, Oh, I see. It's all about Iran. Explosion, new... Was it Jersey? No, I misspelled that again. What is wrong with... Gee. Oh, man. Building... Oh, so it was a building explosion for sure then. Okay. The New Jersey State Police are on the scene, and they are working closely with county emergency management officials, first responders. We are actively supporting with... What happened? Like, yeah, this is wild. This is some serious breaking news, guys. Like, yeah, just, before we get started with the Candace stuff, for sure, this is insane. This could be like a massive, massive terrorist attack for all we know. You know, subcontractor hit gas line. Yeah, that's, you know, pretty common. Let's see here. So they have the breaking news thing. I was hoping that there would be like a update here. 4 hospitalized in New Jersey cannabis oil refinery explosion. Oh, wow. Felt across the state. I didn't know that cannabis oil would be that like explosive, to be honest. Because I don't think barrels of oil. I actually don't know how explosive they are. I just like every time I think of it refined, the octane goes up in the stuff, and diesel fuel you can't even like light with a lighter. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like have compression to be able to set that stuff off. So I just figured like unrefined oil was really, really low flammability. I could be wrong about that. Cannabis oil, I just for some reason would assume would be less flammable than actual oil. How explosive is like what is it like measured out? It's not inherently explosive on its own. However, methods used to extract and concentrate the oil often involve highly flammable solvents. Oh, okay. So yeah, alcohol. Okay, that's yeah. So it's possible they just had a huge alcohol explosion then. Gotcha. All right, well, that sucks. That sucks really bad. How in the world? I mean, imagine because alcohol is a how would I put it? Like goes so fast. You would think that it wouldn't be I don't know how powerful that would be. Like you'd think that they would use alcohol bombs if that was the case, right? So you'd think that it would be a very, very like much smaller explosion than most, stuff that we use. But who knows? I've never thought about alcohol as an explosive before. What was that sound? Bishop? What are you doing? Something you should be doing. Yeah, don't go back in there. Went into the bathroom and I heard like a little crash. So I have no idea what I'm gonna find. Yeah, no, don't even act like being cute right now. What? Yeah, you're guilty of something. All right. Man, that dog. Alrighty. Even rubbing alcohol? Yeah, for sure. Sound like a belly fly. Okay, so you were there. You were close to it. Okay. Who else heard the explosion? Really curious. Like, that's crazy. Alrighty. Y'all about ready to get started with some stuff here? Let's see. Erika Kirk responded, so I figured we could probably start off with this. Since she responded to the criticism of stepping in as CEO instead of staying home with her children or something like that. Was that? Yeah. I almost panicked and thought, oh man, that was last month, but no, we're in March. Man, time's flying by so fast, I can't keep track. Like, it's unbelievable. I actually skipped ahead a month, but no, it is going by fast. That I'm already, it feels like I'm in April though, too, though. That's what's weird. Already we're getting severe weather here. Storms are coming in like crazy here to Oklahoma. At the beginning of March, very into February. It's just bizarre after a huge snowstorm, too. All of a sudden, now we're in like 80s and spring has started. It's crazy. 5.5 miles away from you. Holy crap. I bet that was loud. If it could be heard 3 states away, then again, up in that area, states are small. So when they go, it could be heard 3 states away, they're really talking about like a quarter of Oklahoma probably or something like that. But yeah, over in New Jersey, yeah, that is silly. New Jersey's like a little blip. What are they talking about? Man. So yeah, when I think of 3 states away, I'm like, oh my gosh, they could hear from here to let's see, that would be Arizona, would be for me. So like Oklahoma to Arizona, do you have any idea how far that is? That's like 13 to 1400 miles, I believe. Isn't it 13 to 1400? I think, or was that both coast to coast? Was it 1800 coast to coast? Now y'all got, I'm guessing, even though I'm talking to myself here, actually. I didn't even look at chat. I'm not even going to pretend. Okay, let's see, Arizona from, let's see. Can I yeah, direction. Here's a start. It'd be like, yeah, I was about on the money. 1,000 miles. Okay. Not 1,200, but yeah, it's about 1,000 miles apart. So think about that. Like, so when I think 3 states away, I was like, that's a massive explosion. That's got to be like a missile or a terrorist attack, right? And then it's like, oh, this was in Jersey. And it was like, oh, so like 50 miles apart is 3 states. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. It's like what? No, realistically, that's like what, 100, 120 miles apart? You know what I mean? So there's that. Oh, man. Wait, really? Wait, what? Lisa Marie? Wait, why do people like Charlie Kirk so much? Please tell me why everyone holds him so highly. Oh, well, he was very, very truthful. He spoke really, really well. He was very insightful. He was spreading the gospel. And he knew how to conduct himself is probably the number one thing for Charlie. See, Charlie Kirk could have been a lot like other debaters, where he got heated and started calling people names and stuff like that, right? He didn't do that. He decided not to. He decided, hey, I'm always going to be respectful no matter what. And I think no matter what your ideology is whatsoever, that's probably the main reason why people like Charlie Kirk, is because he was so incredibly personable, respectful, and not detached, despite being like incredibly rich, coming from probably a decently wealthy family, you know? A lot of the times when you see people kind of come from those areas, they're not very relatable. They talk down to people often, and Charlie Kirk wasn't that guy. He wasn't somebody who looked down upon people. That's really nice to see and refreshing. You know what I mean? It was a very special connection that he could make with everybody he met. Even his enemies at time respected him for his politeness, whether they even realized it or not, you know? But that's beside the point, you know? Yeah, he was open to having conversation, you know? He was very authentic. He was kind. And that's important. That's the most important thing that I think you could take from any of Charlie's lessons, is being kind and polite in general. You'll gain more followers that way, and it's better. You feel better doing it. You know what I mean? You can, you burn your candle too bright whenever you end up doing something like Candace. But let's see what Erika had to say.
I get this question too of, well, you were a stay-at-home mom and all this stuff, like that's what you should go back to doing or something like that. A lot of people don't realize that before I met Charlie, I had my own company, and I still do. And it was one of those things where I built it in a way where that when I got married and had children, it could run on its own. I didn't have to do day-to-day. I could check in, but I didn't have to do day-to-day. And that's the beautiful thing, is like young women in here, if you do create a company or a business and you're an entrepreneur, build it in a way that it sustains itself, so that when you do find your husband and you have children, family, that's your main focus. You can have your calling on the side of your company, but your main focus is your husband and your children. And there's something beautiful in that. Unfortunately, I did not see my life being like this. I didn't. So when people are like, oh, she's now this role, I'm honoring what the Lord has put in front of me, and I'm also honoring my husband's request. And now I have to be the sole provider for my children. And again, this is not a business card opportunity. There's something very biblical in a woman honoring her husband and stepping up and standing in. I have an amazing team. I do, and I could not do it without them. Again, my focus is on making sure my children are amazing, young, biblically aligned little humans. But again, you perspective, your life is so much greater than just this blip on a radar. And my focus is always making sure that everything that I'm doing is leading me closer to heaven, not further away.
The thing about it is, I mean, it makes sense. It's funny when she can come back with an answer that just absolutely makes sense, right? And it always makes sense. Comes in here, yeah, well, look, I've always ran companies, not always ran companies. That's not what she said. But, I have a company. I had a company before all this. She's got 2, actually, I believe. She's got like a clothing line. I forgot what it's named, because obviously I don't wear women's clothing. Just not really interested. No thanks. But also the fact that she has her Bible 365 app. That app is like, I'll look into this later. But that app, I'm sure is self-sustaining at this point. People download it. It generates some ads, brings in revenue. It's almost like making just one single YouTube video And then that one video is doing so well that it just always, always, always brings a paycheck in. You know what I mean? I've never had such video. Some people actually have. You know, they're the videos that have like, 200, 300 million views plus. You know what I mean? Usually that kind of happens a lot with music. A lot more often with music that something like that happens too, But it's one of those situations, but hers happened to be a whole app. And it probably, with a lot of its functions and a lot of its, like, I should actually download that app. It's probably a pretty good app. I need to do that. Bible C 365 helps you get through cover to cover. That probably actually would help me quite a bit. Kind of a good idea, actually. Yeah, I need to try that. But anyway, yeah, I've spent a year and I'm still on Genesis, so, just letting you know. And it's not because I'm like, how would I put it? I Google every single meaning of every passage pretty much, because a lot of them, it's just hard to understand. You know what I mean? And going through a bunch of other people's interpretations and stuff kind of really can help me kind of get a full picture. You know what I mean? So, just all that good stuff. The way she adds the and at the end of every other word, those crazy eyes. Wait, who? Oh, Candace. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I do that a lot. I try to get rid of my ands and ums because they're really annoying. And I know they annoy people too. I don't give so much crap for that per se, but man, I mean, everything else about Candace is pretty stinking annoying, to be honest. It genuinely is annoying. And sucks. Oh, wait, I can just do this to Rumble. Oh, wait, that's just me messaging Rumble. It won't actually show me. Oh, that's dumb. Okay, can I do this? Activity. Well, thank you for... Wait, now I can just see a Rumble chat. I heard they took out Iran by dropping bacon and angry feminists onto him. I think saw Hegseth do it himself. It's a funny comment, I guess. Bacon. They don't like that. UK doesn't let you do that. They'll arrest you. They'll arrest you if you talk about bacon in front of a Muslim. Isn't that crazy? You can't do that. Isn't that wild? You can't make a bacon joke? Like, that's crazy. I mean, imagine trying to make like a Kevin Bacon joke in front of them. I wonder if they'll go that far. Will they actually arrest me if I did that? A Muslim could give you one good reason why they don't like, Kevin Bacon or something dumb. Bam. Jail. You're dropping the soap over a Kevin Bacon joke? I mean, the Kevin Bacon joke was bad enough. People already thought you were probably gay. Now you're going to be dropping the soap? Okay. You know what I mean? That sucks. Let's watch this, though. I already don't like it.
All right, you guys. Shabbat shalom. Hello, Blake Neff. How are you doing, sir?
I've had
Question
enough.
for you, if you can get around to it, and get around to answering. Romania, Blake, what goes on in Romania? Why are so many people in this story tied to Romania?
I have no idea, Candace. If you have to ask that question, I can already tell that means you don't know either. So what are we going to do here?
By the way, you guys, we
same
did
hairstyle,
send
man.
Erika an email.
Okay, does she not wash her hair? Or does she do this every single day and she's paying somebody like 50 grand a year to keep her hair like this or something? That is interesting, right? How does that work? Ladies, can you tell me? Like, any ladies out here, how in the world does this work? I let this grow. That's what I do. That's what it does. So, like, I don't understand this whatsoever. Is it a wig? Is it really? Like, I'm just curious. It's just weird with me. Why were the Tates living in Romania? Wait a minute. Yeah, they were living in Romania, weren't they? Are the Tates not connected to Romania? Oh, man. The Taint brothers. Like, that's crazy. Like, why is she so obsessed with this? That is weird. Oh, I don't know about better hair. I don't know. I just grow it. I don't really worry about it. And whatever's in the shower is what I use. So it's like, no, just whatever the crap my wife buys and puts it on the shelf. It's just what I use. She got something from a Trader Joe's or something, and it was like called a hair mask. It's conditioner. So I don't know if that's made it nicer or whatnot, but I have no idea. Going through postpartum hair loss. Oh, my wife did that too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Definitely just like, take it easy during postpartum. Just take it easy and try to get your minds right. Man, postpartum can be very, very rough. But no, a lot of the times, if you're feeling any depression or anything like that during any type of postpartum, that it's not actually real. It is just your body making, like, your chemical imbalance is crazy after having a kid. It sucks, but it just happens. Like, it's just a natural thing. So you just got to be aware that any kind of negative feelings you're feeling are really not real. That it's not, your life's not like, in a crazy position or anything. You're just recovering, And it was, everything was great after, getting all that good stuff figured out. You know what I mean? And, some women go through postpartum a little harder than others. I see your post. Oh, wait, which post? I feel like Candace always has her natural hair. This is just crazy. But anyway, I don't know. We'll probably never get an answer for this. This hairstyle has more controversy, I guarantee you, than anything she's put forth so far.
Well, on February 24th, so 8 days ago, asking specifically how many times and for what duration she had visited Romania in the past. We got no response. Well, we did get a response. We got a response from a lawyer saying that she was getting ready for the State of the Union and didn't have time to reply. That was 8 days ago. I feel like she's had some time to reply, but she's chosen not to. Her memory does.
I don't care. She doesn't have to at this point. You're actually just, you suck. You suck. Yeah, I wonder if, oh, yeah, Becca, absolutely. Finally catch it live. Heck yeah. Thank you all so much for being here, by the way. Hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It's all I ask for, guys. Thank you so much.
Does seem to get spotty around this time in her life. Doesn't remember how she met Tyler Boyer. I feel like maybe...
You've never proven that, though.
Alas, we are left to investigate matters on our own. So welcome back to Bride of Charlie.
Nope.
Tip from Sun to tip from Cocopa determine first eyes right at the...
Great. Okay. Well, that sucked to watch. Sorry about that. Now we may continue.
First and foremost, a quick update for you guys right at the top. We were able to determine which middle school Erika went to. It's called Cocopa Middle School. I think that's how you say it. We did receive an email tip from some...
What an evil-sounding name. I wonder how she's going to... Cocopa is actually how you fit your way up inside of this nasty little machine to go back in time. Now let's figure it out.
Someone who informed us that Erika attended Cocopa Middle School. We have not yet received the yearbooks. We will add that, but we can at least fill in those blank school years that we had on our timeline from 2000 to 2003. That is a school out in Scottsdale. And we were able to further confirm this from the middle school because they once tweeted this referring to her as alumni. They wrote, "Thanks, alumni Erika Francve, for sharing the importance of being an everyday hero."
Wow. Sounds to me like this was super private and not ever supposed to be seen by public, right? So, therefore, like, she literally actually reposted it herself. Okay.
Cocopa Pride. Okay, so another piece of the puzzle has been locked in place. Now let's jump right back into Romania.
Cool. Why didn't you admit that there's nothing there, though? Like, you're like, oh, we found another piece of the puzzle, guys. Awesome. A puzzle for what? What kind of puzzle are you making here, Candace? A piece of the puzzle would be something related probably to the investigation of what happened to Charlie. You found a piece of the puzzle of her childhood, of where she was, and nothing suspicious about it at all, and you don't think there's a problem with putting it out there to the public? Why are you doing this? Why didn't you just say, hey, by the way, guys, I found out where she was from 2000 to 2003. Nothing crazy happened. Then move on. Nope, here she is at this school. What are you doing? Why would you even tell people that? How is that important for any of us to know? keep it to yourself. That's fine. You figured out a part. You found out there was nothing like whatsoever suspicious about it. But go ahead, let's tell the public anyway. This is what I'm talking about. Candace is a professional child doxer. And she is a stalker. No doubt about it. She is at this point stalking Erika's entire life. It's creepy.
Because I just need to know what's going on there. It seems like people are having a lot of fun. Who exactly is Tyler Boyer working with in Parliament in Romania? Why is the Black Sea Rotational Force coming from Reno, Nevada, by the way, in particular? That's where they were majority coming from. I think first we should back up and get you guys a little bit adjusted with some
Can you show me any of that? What are you talking about?
Important Romanian history. So we reminded you yesterday that in 1989, when Dr. Jerry Franzwey is itching to get out there, the Berlin Wall came down. And with it, of course, what transpired was a lot of corruption. Rampant in the East, people going in there, plundering, taking what they wanted to, you know. In Romania, that same year, on Christmas Day, I kid you not, there was something so dark about this having taken place on Christmas Day. Christmas Day of 1989, the then president, Nicolae Ceausescu, and his wife, Elena Ceausescu, were actually ruthlessly murdered after a show trial. Just like the Nuremberg trials, if you actually go back, they were just show trials.
I gotta go back and look at this photo. What? Why does this look like the same dude with a wig on? Look at that, like, boop, 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 boop. Very sharp nose. Like, it's thinner lips, but I mean, that's shocking to me. Did I miss something? Let's go back to this.
Christmas Day. I kid you not, there was something so dark about this having taken place on Christmas Day. Christmas Day of 1989, the then president, Nicolae Ceausescu, and his wife, Elena Ceausescu, were actually ruthlessly murdered after a show trial. Just like the Nuremberg trials, if you actually go back, they were just show trials. Nobody actually was trying to figure out if there was guilt and present any evidence. It was like, you're already guilty. We're just going to shoot you and kill you. So this was supposed to be the end of communism.
I think this is probably, if I had to guess, a little bit different than a show trial. This is probably exactly what I would call the opposite of a show trial. What? We have show trials every day. We just had Tim Walz in government doing a show trial. Nothing's going to happen. They actually just decided to end these people. So what? That's a weird way to call it that. I don't know. I don't have a problem necessarily with it. I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, that's not what I would call a show trial. It was a sham trial. Like, you know, they're guilty no matter what when they come in there, but not a show trial. That's a weird way to put it.
So the communist leaders had to go as well. And Nicolae and Elena were quite literally lined up and shot, and it was all filmed. And I'm not going to show you that shooting, obviously, but I am going to show you just a little snippet, historical snippet, so you can understand just how absurd the trial was and just how inhumane the verdict was.
You know, when they film stuff like this, like, did they make it public for the internet or something like that? Or, no, I guess it wouldn't be for the internet. It was in 89. So, who was going to rewatch that? Where were they putting this film out to? Would they put it on a VHS and go, you know, sell it at stores? Like, what exactly? I'm kind of, like, that's a weird thing to do, right? Who's going to rewatch that? Just kind of it's an interesting thought, really.
Take a listen.
The trial is brief and largely for show. It lasts about 2 hours and takes place without any real possibility for defence or appeal. Ceausescu himself refuses to recognise the court. And
I guess even they call it kind of a show trial, but at the same time, it's like, it's just not what I would call a show trial, really. You know what I mean? Like, did they actually, like, is this what people always say? Like, oh, show trial means sham trial? Okay, when I think of show trial, I think of, like, this is television. You know what I mean? I guess I kind of had a misunderstanding of it. That's my bad. But it still sounds funny to me. So, I don't know.
Calls it illegal. But it doesn't matter. The tribunal finds both him and Elena guilty. The sentence for both is death by firing squad. and the execution will happen immediately. Straight away, Nicolae tries to appeal the decision, but he's denied. Before being led out of the room, Nicolae turns to the guards and says he wants to be executed alongside Elena. They accept. Meanwhile, a soldier returns with rope to tie their hands, but neither Nicolae nor Elena wants to be restrained. Both argue with the soldiers, saying there's no need for it and that they're not going to run. But again,
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But all right, what's the point of this? I don't need to watch all this. I really don't. Okay, so these people get ended. Like, what is this?
Now, you might be asking, why were they executed in this manner?
Yeah,
You
that's
shouldn't
why.
ask-
And why do we sit through all that? Like, I actually had to catch myself there. That was boring. Don't do that.
Those questions. This is how freedom is spread, okay? The West is the best. It's always kind of the same.
Boy, she really hates the West, and she doesn't really like America much, does she? Interesting. So what, Candace? Should we all go full Eastern? Should we make everybody wear burqas? Is that really what you want? Man, that Qatari money just slipped right out of your mouth, didn't it? See, it's things like that. When she says stupid stuff like this, that's what makes me think she's paid by Qatar to be doing this. It's not the Erika Kirk blame or Charlie Kirk fabrication, any of that stuff. It's whichever she's all of a sudden just like, oh, by the way, I'm MAGA, but also I'm super anti-Western and I'm anti-American. It's like, all right, that's a weird take. I don't know how that's MAGA. I don't know how that's like putting America first by saying the West sucks. Okay. It sounds like you hate America to me.
Thing, right? Like, we show up and we say we're going to make things better because things are oppressive, and we always do make things better. We love a vacuum of power.
What was his name again? Nicola what? What and what? Dang it. Hold on. Why am I taking her word on this? So I'm at 7 minutes, 38 seconds. I'll skip forward. I want to see. Actually, hold on. I don't have to do that. Is there? Nope. No transcript. That's right. It just ended. It's going to take a full 24 hours for that to happen. Okay. So what was this guy's name again? And who was he for?
That same year, on Christmas Day, I kid you not, there was something so dark about this having taken place on Christmas Day of 1989. The then president, Nicolae Ceausescu.
Okay. Let's see. President Nicolae Ceausescu. There we go. This should 1989 murder. Let's see this. It'll correct the whole actual name. So there's that. Should anyway. Oh, I'm on expert. Let's see. The spelling of Nicolae Ceausescu. Here we go. Okay, now, why was killed via firing squad? Let's see what happens here. A longtime communist dictator of Romania. Okay, I don't care. Why is Candace defending a communist dictator? He probably had a lot of crime. Like, what did he do? Let's see. He was accused of... Candace, hold on. Are some genocides okay? Hold on a minute. This man killed 60,000 people. And Candace said that he was murdered. What is happening right now? I am actually genuinely shocked by this. I've never once thought that I would see Candace Owens defend a man who genocided people openly. I thought all genocides were bad. Genuinely. This is crazy. Oh man, I I wish I could clip this right now and just put it right on the internet as a short, because this is a wild discovery. I cannot believe Candace Owens is defending a Romanian genocide. What? I don't know what to do about this. That's crazy. I'm so genuinely shocked that she would come out and say this. That's wild. What a wild freaking take for her. Even for her. Actually never thought I would ever see something like this. Genuinely never thought I'd see something like that. That's crazy. Like, oh man. Let's see. Like, I thought all genocides were bad. Candace Owens legit defended rescue who murdered the NIST who murdered 60,000 people. Like, that's crazy. I'll just see what, like, surely somebody will, like, kind of catch that. You know what I mean? And put it all out there. That's just crazy. I can't believe it. I genuinely cannot believe it.
And we always do make things better. We love a vacuum of power. There's no leadership. We killed Gaddafi. We arrested Nicolas Maduro. And in that vacuum of leadership, the oligarchs move in, they plunder, they steal, they take the oil. Did you see?
Didn't Nicolas Maduro make people eat their bunny rabbits? Wasn't that Nicolas Maduro who did that during COVID? Literally, it was like, guys, you're just going to have to eat your pet rabbits. Like, that's kind of crazy. That's a crazy thing to defend as well, Candace. What is wrong with you?
The headline, by the way, just honorably mentioning this after he gets arrested. It's like, Venezuela ships its first cart of oil over to Israel for the first time in X amount of years. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Oil, silver, gold.
Guess who got the cart first, though? We got 80 million barrels of oil delivered to America. Okay. And? That's just crazy. Wow, so she's defended the Tate brothers. She's defended actual genociders. She's, man, that's kind of wild. That's kind of a wild take. That's insane.
When a country is collapsed, especially artificially, it becomes the wild, wild west because at least temporarily there are no rules, right? So gangsters.
Oh, here, let me play this.
And banksters can move in, monopolize resources, and establish industries. Now, we are always told that whatever came before those oligarchs was desperation, that it was evil, sheer evil, much more evil than crony capitalism. Those are our two choices, by the way. You're either going to get communism or you're going to get crony capitalism. You're going to get crony capitalism and debt slavery, or you are going to get a government that has a bunch of power and people that are starving. There's nothing in...
God, we really should just call her Black Pill Black. There's no good in the world. Everything's evil and bad. There's nothing to see here. Just hate your lives. We hate America. Everywhere sucks. So not even the East is good, Candace? But why are you defending the dictators? That's just crazy. Like, she sucks.
Between, it's the left versus the right, false dialectic. I think both options suck. And like I said, it is an intentional false dialectic, and the same people stay in power, getting us screaming at each other. Anyway, Romania in particular.
Well, look at what you're doing. You don't have to keep covering TPUSA, right? Maybe talk about the government then. Does that ever what's crossed your mind? I wouldn't be talking about any of this either if it wasn't for you. Literally. Like, you are out here absolutely just slandering TPUSA, not showing us any evidence whatsoever. So now we are this far into the video. We're not very far into the video, but why did you spend almost 10 minutes talking about these dictators? What does this have to do with the Bride of Charlie? This is called Bride of Charlie. That's the name of this episode, guys. It is literally right here. Bride of Charlie. Like, y'all see that? Bride of Charlie? I don't know what any of this has to do with the Bride of Charlie.
Under the communist rule in Romania, Nicolae had banned abortion. He had eliminated private and foreign usury. He even banned gambling, referring to it as a Western decadence.
Yeah. He probably killed a lot of people who tried to do any of that stuff, I would imagine. Now, I understand banning the abortion part. That's fine and whatever. I agree with that. But what about all the other stuff? What, did he ban alcohol too? How did that work for America? The people want to do what the people want to do. And as long as they are not hurting anybody else, Candace, the people are free to do what they want to do. Like, we kind of respect the whole biblical way of free will. People are allowed to make stupid, bad choices. And if they cross over into impeding on my freedom, they get what's happening to them. They're going to get dragged off to jail or something like that. But we don't mind police people. We don't do stuff like that. Okay? We don't tell people they can't gamble whatever they want to do. We can't tell people that they can't drink. Stuff like that. I mean, obviously it didn't work. It's such a weird take for her. You know what I mean? Like, she really does not like the West, and she really does not like freedom.
I mean, could you imagine a world without the freedom to gamble? Terrible. Just terrible. The West is the best. We're going in there. Sometimes
Candace, if somebody wants to give all of their money to a casino because they're literally that stupid, I am genuinely glad that they are doing it. Because they would have done it with something else anyway, and they're probably not to be trusted with a boatload of money. They might as well give it to somebody who's going to make some use of it. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't gamble. I think gambling is stupid. That's my opinion. I don't like it. But I'm not going to police somebody else who's doing it. And guess what? Some people actually make it big because sometimes they know what they're doing. And if that's the case, good on them for getting good at it. I don't care. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I cannot believe she is actually coming out and saying, like, basic liberties and freedoms should just be banned. She's so hardcore defending communist dictatorships. It's ridiculous.
Have to get in there and spread that kind of
go
democracy.
live in China,
and
exactly.
Of course, deliver these people slot machines. Yeah, no. On January 1st, 2007, 8 years after Elena and Nicolae were shot, Romania officially joined the EU alongside Bulgaria. Okay. Now, if you have ever wondered or tried to make sense of what the European Union is, it's basically a bureaucracy that sits on top of another bureaucracy. Like, if you're a citizen of Europe, not only are you subject to your own country's laws, but then there's also another body that sits in Brussels that can tell your country what it can or cannot do. It sits above your country laws. So imagine, for Americans, we elect representatives to go down to DC and to make and pass laws. Imagine they do that. And then there's just this outside bureau up in Canada that says, that's a nice law, but that doesn't actually work for us because we have our own laws. And no, that's kind of the EU in a nutshell. Unbelievably corrupt, deals done in back rooms, the same thing everywhere. Anyway, in 2009, just 2 years later, after they joined the EU, the Romanian parliament passes a law to regulate gambling, okay? They decide you will now need a license to operate a casino, which basically means you have to spend a lot of money to get this license, to become a licensed operator of casinos. In short, that's kind of crony capitalism, right?
Okay. Hey, it at least puts it a limit on there for you, right? Would you rather everybody not be allowed to have a license? Because in reality, that license actually pays for inspectors to go in there and make sure that backhanded deals are not happening, that the machines are actually paying out at the percentage rate that they're supposed to, because they could dial that down and make it to where nobody wins. Do you know anything about how a casino works? You want to know how I know how a casino works? I could give you a really, really, really big hint right now. How I know how casinos works. How I know how casinos work. Because I used to work in one. It's right down the road from my house. It's called the Hard Rock. Didn't used to be called the Hard Rock. It was the Cherokee Casino for a good long time. Then they partnered up with the Hard Rock. One of the first partnerships actually with the Hard Rock. Pretty cool thing. They wanted to get involved with the tribe for some reason. So there's that. And it's massive. It's the Hard Rock Hotel in Tulsa. And I used to work there. I used to work for the tribe. And they have inspectors in there all of the time on the floor. All of the time. You pay for the license because those regulators go in there to make sure that the people themselves are not getting that bad of a deal per se, at least within what they have decided is a fair rate to pay people out their jackpots, to make sure that money's going where it should be going. It's really unbelievably stupid that Candace is thinking, oh, well, it's just, you just pay the government money and that's it. Normally, she'd be correct on a lot of things, but she probably should have checked in to exactly what the license does, because gambling is heavily, heavily regulated. Now, that being said, I'm not going to pretend that I know what the EU is doing with casinos. I won't pretend to know that, but I could say, like, she probably should have checked first. How did she make this face where her eye is going that way and the other eye is here? And oh my God, like, I did not pay attention to the face that I paused on. That is amazing. Let's get back into this. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go on a tangent here, but it's like, you know what I mean? Just in general, these rich people, I'm glad they have to pay for all this, especially casinos. They have to eat it somewhere. And if I never have to gamble, then I know they're at least paying more money out than if I were a gambler. So they lose out a little bit more on it. Like I said, I don't have to like casinos, but I respect the fact that people want them.
Rich people are going to even be able to afford this thing. And so we'll do these deals, and poor people, now you can't get into this industry. But also in that same order, they did criminalize like online gambling.
It's called fetal alcohol
So essentially
syndrome.
what happens next is the EU Commission gets involved, and the EU Commission says, actually it doesn't work for us. This is in 2009. And we want to edit this and allow online gambling. We still want online gambling to happen. I want you to keep in mind, in 2009 and 2010, when this is all going down, the United States announces, hey,
yeah, I could talk about age verification. I could definitely get to that later on. Remind me later on about that.
we're going to put a military base out in Romania. It's interesting timing, right? So we, at the same exact time that this gambling thing, kind of a monopoly, is going to get settled in Romania for rich people, America says in 2009 that we are going to officially set up a base. So now we are.
Wow, what a coincidence. But can you prove they're related? Because things happen all the time, every day. Do you think like the military did anything in Oklahoma when they legalized medical MJ? I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing. Nice face, Candace.
In 2010, and the EU forces that online gambling restrictions are removed as well. Obviously, I'm oversimplifying here, but that's effectively what took place. And we know that in 2010, the Black Sea Rotational Force arrives, and so does Tyler Boyer. Tyler Boyer makes his first appearance in Romania at the same time in 2010. And I will also remind you again.
Y'all notice that? Like, he looks pretty similar to Baker Mayfield. Definitely probably the only star to come out of Oklahoma in the past, like, I don't know, 7 years. Something like that.
And that in 2010, Lori Franzwey reinstates AZ Tech International. What does it do?
Okay.
Actually,
cybersecurity. It's crazy what a Google search can do.
We were able to finally find a description of what AZ Tech International does from.
I swear to God, if it's from Google, I'm going to lose my mind.
Lori. It's up. It was up on the Everyday Heroes website. She had a bio that has since been pulled down, but they go into detail regarding what AZ Tech does. And I want you to follow along with me. We'll read this together. Okay.
All right,
read
let's
that
follow
second
along.
paragraph. It says that Lori, for the past 12 years.
All right, I'm going to read it all because I know Candace won't, and she's going to leave context out. Oh, thank you so much, Diana. Thank you for that. I genuinely appreciate it. You guys, y'all are nice. This is awesome. That's not very winsome of you. Exactly. I hear they're trying to pull that back in Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, they are. They are. I mean, naturally. You know, the people voted. The government doesn't like that. You know, so it's Kevin Stitt's doing all he can to end the entire industry for the most part. And it's just like, guys, Oklahomans voted on this. It was a landslide victory. A landslide victory. Like, the fact that they keep trying to mess with it is so frustrating in general. It's really dumb. It's like, let the people have it. I don't care that people do it. I really don't. As a matter of fact, yes, there have been an increase in people driving while intoxicated in that aspect, but it's been a whole lot less of drunk, high-speed crashes. A lot of the times, there are a lot more low-speed crashes when it happens. So, yeah, crash rates went up, but literally not deadly. You know what I mean? A lot less deadly. Anyway, Dr. Lori Franzwey has over 25 years of business and technical experience in the fields of telecommunications and software development, cyber systems, and aerospace engineering, aside from completing her PhD in mitigation strategies for mission-critical operations and being a director of operations for everyday heroes like you. Lori is also the president, chief executive officer, and chairman of the board of directors of AZ Tech International, Inc. In the early beginnings for the company, wait, what the heck? How did I misread that? In the early beginnings, the company created a process patent to determine the truth and launch it to Fortune 500 companies in over 7,000 locations in 32 countries to provide supply chain discrepancies and gaps in the process where revenue would be impacted and loss of material would create inefficiencies, non-compliance, or inherent disruption. The past 12 years of her career have been focused in the pioneering research and developing on disruptive cyber technologies. Oh, wow. Exactly. It's such a hard find. I can't believe we're talking about cybersecurity. For applications in relationship to the way humans think and the importance of assessing what happens if type technologies truly addressing the humanitarian side of the equation. AZ Tech, a science and engineering environment, has been at the pinnacle of creating a hybrid /cyber/electrical mechanical capability to address life-sustaining sustainability and mitigation strategies in the event there is a partial to complete shutdown of power. Okay, so she's actually looking for solutions to have backup power in case our grid is shut down. What an evil, evil, evil woman. That's wild. This has led her and her incredible engineering team to create multiple patents in the predictability and cyber analytic area in support of the Department of Defense, DOE, and state government relative sustainability of critical infrastructure protection. So this is why Erika Kirk herself got involved with trying to bring awareness of how old our grid is and how it could be shut down by a simple EMP from another country. And she was like, hey, this shouldn't be happening, right? Why is Candace Owens against this at all? I don't understand. So she literally set up a cybersecurity firm to try and help protect our grid from getting blown apart. And for some reason, that's bad. All right. Anyway, Lori's strong ethics are rooted in love, loyalty, and positive attitude that is never give up, symbolizing persistence and courage as success lies just beyond where most others quit. Okay. Well, let's see what Candace has a problem with here.
Years of her career has been focused in the pioneering research.
Yeah, Candace
and
does sound like a jealous ex. Thank you so much, Marissa. Thank you. Genuinely. You guys are awesome. I don't want to keep repeating myself like that, but I don't know what else to say. I'm so thankful to have you guys here. I really, really am. Thank you all so much. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Thank you all so much.
Cyber technologies for applications in relationship to the way humans think.
No, I understand what you're saying, Jonathan, but people are really dumb. Really, really dumb. And they'll start getting crazier stuff. They'll start making crystals with chemicals and stuff. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, too, the THC stuff, it helps a lot of people who cannot have, opiates and stuff because they'll get addicted. You know what I mean? Or have physical addictions or damage their kidneys and their liver and stuff like that. Overdose and stuff. So it's just one of those reasons why I'm like, hey, I'm really for the THC stuff if it's medical. I don't want it to be recreational. It's not recreational in my state. Medical is so easy to get in Oklahoma. I think at a medical level, it's good. Anything outside medical, I'm not for. And I have beers every now and then. I like having some beers every now and then. I drink probably twice a year at this point in my life. And the thing about it is I have 4 beers or so. It doesn't matter if I even get a buzz. I will wake up the next morning feeling so bad. So it's like, nah, not worth it. I'm too old for it now. I had fun in my 20s, but sadly, Alcohol is just not much of my thing anymore. But when my brother-in-law comes down, I can always expect to have a really good beer around a campfire. It's a good time. Great time.
And the importance of assessing what happens if type technologies, truly addressing the humanitarian side of the equation. AZ Tech, a science and engineering environment, it's an environment, has...
God, how does she read so slow? Do you all have any idea how low IQ I am when it comes to reading? It's bad. It's not good. And you all heard me read this out. Anyway, thank you so much, Susie Q. Let's go to 25K. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Seriously, thank you all. Sorry, I need to keep on this. Thank you, guys.
Been at the pinnacle of creating a hybrid cyber,
Jay Witt's
electrical,
the man.
mechanical
Thank you, Mackenzie.
capability to address life sustainability and mitigation strategies in the event there is partial to complete shutdown of power. This has led her and her incredible engineering team to create multiple patents in the predictability and cyber analytic area in support of the Department of Defense, the DOE, and state government relative to sustainability of critical infrastructure protection. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm so glad you guys are here. If I had to listen to this by myself, oh my God. Like, what is wrong with her? She couldn't read through the whole thing. She doesn't care that Erika's mom is literally trying to build defense for our infrastructure, our critical infrastructure, the most important part of everything in our country. Because you know what happens if that gets blown out? Everybody in every hospital dies, just about. Anybody in any type of critical care, gone. Yes, we have backup generators, but obviously that's not going to help anything whatsoever if our grid is down. The generators are just on borrowed time. That's it. And you hope that electricity comes back, but it won't. And a lot of the times, if an EMP goes off, it'll probably fry all the systems in the backup generators as well. So it could very well be instant for a lot of hospitals, just off. Nothing else works. And Erika's mom is trying to solve that issue, and she's got a problem with it, and she's doing this. What has happened to Candace Owens? This is actually turning out to be a decent episode. I will be able to make a great video on this tomorrow. I'm so much more confident in tomorrow's video than I am today's. And today's video did better than almost any other video I've had. It's ridiculous. Why do things like that get popular? Every video I make, I intend to hit hard, and I'm like, this is going to be a great one. And then the one that's like, oh man, everything Candace said today was just sucked. I couldn't make a whole lot out of it. And then everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And I'm like, I mean, I appreciate it, but man, you guys would really like the other stuff I covered on her.
Supercalifragilistic, espialidocious, big word, sustainability, big word, sustainability, vocabulary.
You think sustainability is a big word? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Word, ta-da, technology, tech. It's so high tech. You have to have a highly technical BS mind to think that makes any sense.
What are you talking about? Why doesn't that make sense to you? What? Literally, Erika Kirk did an entire speech politically about how... oh my God, what? Like, hold on. What was Erika Kirk's speech about how vulnerable our grid is? I misspelled that, dang it. And I probably should be specific. Power grid is. Let's just see. Like, Erika Kirk, also known as... yes, okay, I get that. Appeared in a resurfaced clip from an older independent video called Black Start, or Black Start USA, directed by Patria Patrick. The film, which dates back to around 2013, described as roughly a decade-old, early 2026 discussion. Okay, so it was like a... I don't know, it was all this stuff. In the clip, Erika is shown presenting or briefing on these risks. She outlines 5 major threats that make the grid extremely vulnerable. which she mentions having presented to congressional officials. Cyber threats, attacks, hackers, physical threats, solar EMP, man-made EMP. And yet, Candace, for some reason, can't understand now why Erika had that information and why she was advocating for a stronger grid. Because Erika was also probably promoting her mother's business as well. Being like, hey, we have some solutions to help fix our grid. I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why you probably need my mother's company. And you got to admit, this is unbelievably scary because if any of these go down, if anything happens to our grid, just like any other country, we're screwed. Now, here's the thing about that. Almost every other country has done a better job with their grid than us. And if you think China can't use their satellites to see all of our unbelievably open grid that's still above the ground for some reason, every single time a tornado blows by, we have massive power outages. It's unbelievable. If we just put them all underground, we wouldn't even lose power during a tornado. A tornado would not make us lose power. It's just ridiculous that we haven't done this yet, for the most part. Not to mention the fact that they're, like, interested in cybersecurity and stuff like that. Like, everything about this makes sense, Candace, and you have a problem with it. It's mind-blowing.
People are not smarter than you that rule over than us. They're just more corrupt. But that's absurd. Nothing. It's just a word pretzel. We're in a pretzel.
Not a word pretzel.
She's saying a lot of words, and she keeps throwing in sustainability in the middle.
How stupid do you think your audience is, Candace?
It's like sustainability, sustainable functional way to monitor the sustainable functional technologies and working with the Department of Defense to do the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious things. Okay.
It was cybersecurity for our grid. What are you talking about?
Hey, Lori. Okay. Love to interview her or Erika to deeply understand it. I just want to get real cerebral with them, you know? Explain it to me like I'm 2. Let's now pick up into the...
Candace, it was explained like you were 2. I'm so unbelievably confused by this. This was the least confusing thing you have ever put on your channel. And you can't even comprehend what Erika's mom does? I literally have been saying for the past, week now that Erika's mom does cybersecurity. That it was very obvious that that's what these technologies are. And then we find out that she's doing cybersecurity specifically for our grid, which is freaking awesome. Like, literally, that's amazing. And she can't understand that. Now I totally understand why Erika made that video to present to the government about how weak our grid is. It was obviously to sell her mom's company to the government to be like, yeah, we could use some better infrastructure. And they're like, hey, we could do this well for cheap. Essentially is what they were selling the government. That's kind of what you have to do. Is it cheap and can it be done well? If you can answer those 2 questions with a yes, the government will give you a lot of money to make it happen. Now I understand why the $2.4 million was in place. That is unbelievably expensive to do cybersecurity for our central grid. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As a matter of fact, I don't know that $2.4 million would even cover the entire United States. It definitely wouldn't. It would just be for Arizona, probably. And $2.4 million, would that cover the entire state of Arizona? Most likely not. Now I understand why these companies exist like that and why they're getting paid. Actually, I don't know why they're getting paid so little. She doesn't think about any of this.
2011, okay? So the Black Sea Rotational Force is doing their thing in Constanta. And I just want to stress how interesting it is to me that the majority of the men are
she
coming
thinks her
from Reno,
audience is
Nevada,
stupid.
the capital of casino and gambling. Laws are loosening up in Romania, or actually rather monopolizing, I should say, in Romania. And here is an article which mentions that the chosen Marines were sent majority from that area. I'm going to show you that. It tells you that the unit, part of the Black Sea Rotational Force 11, has trained militaries in Bulgaria, Romania, and Macedonia, with both lectures and applied experience in ways to handle situations ranging from riot control to roadside bombs, blah, blah, blah. Tells us at a glance a unit of 6 Marines from Reno, part of the Black Sea Rotational Force 11, have been training military forces in Eastern Europe. Okay, they're training them in counterinsurgency techniques. We get it. But we're just missing one piece of the puzzle. What about the
would that be?
researchers? What about the Dr. Franz Fade type students? Well, there always has to be a group of student researchers at the same time. And you won't believe it, but some arrive and they're also from Reno, Nevada. Check out this article. I can't even make this up. It says Romania, students will give lessons at schools and help teachers. You can note that date in the corner, May 4th, 2011. And this year's cohort of students includes 2 Nevada graduates, Alex Radai and Julie Chris, and 2 graduate special.
Well, if a lot of these people are from the area going over to the base, doesn't it have reason to believe that maybe these people have family and probably have recommended them or friends or something like that, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they know people over there and they're like, hey, we could do this for an extracurricular. I don't know. Anything's possible, but what does this mean, Candace? I need to understand exactly what it means that there are students here.
I don't know why that's in quotations. Graduate special Nevada students. No clarity. Yes, there is some clarity. They're not yet formally enrolled in the graduate program, but they're going out there anyway. Jenny Sales just finished her undergraduate degree, and Amber Herda just finishing her undergraduate degree. Both of the University of Texas, not yet enrolled in the program. Okay, we get it.
Crazy.
Nevada, Reno students are going out to Romania. Now, this all could just be a happy coincidence.
Sure.
Unless you're a conspiracy theorist like me and you've come to the realization that Nevada, in particular, Vegas, Reno, working on behalf.
No way. Why would Vegas want any part in a brand new gambling area around the world? It's almost like Vegas. I don't know. Here, let's see. Why did Donald Trump call Canada to have them build an ice rink in New York City when the city itself promised to get one done like over the course of 5 years and hadn't even started on it? And so Trump was like, how hard could this be? Who did he call? He called, oh yeah, the guys who literally invented hockey. Because they make literally the best ice rinks. So I wonder who I would call if I wanted to build a casino. Where would I make that call, Candace? Do you have any idea how massive Vegas was back in the 90s or the early 2000s and the mid 2000s? Vegas is a little like, it's kind of, I don't know. From what I hear now, it's not as much fun to go to over the last like 10, 15 years. But before all that, Vegas was like the place. Vegas was like, everybody wanted to go to Vegas. So here's the thing. If a bunch of people who run casinos in Vegas heard that a brand new country, or not a brand new country, but heard that a country has brand new gambling laws that allow it to happen there, who do you think's going to jump on the opportunity to either A, at least help teach them how to build it, or B, actually own a place there in Romania and have 2 golden nuggets? You know what I'm saying? I don't see why this is so hard to comprehend, Candace. These are the people already in the gambling industry, and if they could spread their wings, they're definitely going to freaking fly.
Half of Tel Aviv, they're actually the people that are running Washington.
James, thank you so much. I almost missed that. Thank you, man. Love your breakdown of Scamdus. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Genuinely. If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit that like button. Thank you guys so much. Man, you guys have absolutely been just having me take off. Crow of Feather Media, thank you so much for being here. Oh, and I see you in the Rumble chat there, Madness, as well.
DC. We live in a gambling empire.
Her face.
That is what America is controlled by. Like I said, you shouldn't
be
like me. Don't be a conspiracy theorist. Let's just continue to document the facts. We're in 2011. Tyler Boyer's back. He's fresh back from his trip to Romania. The models, the girls, the bottles, he's popping them. And he is still a student, I should mention, at Arizona State University. And Tyler Boyer then immediately falls into some luck. In April of 2011, at the end of his spring semester, he is elected by the Arizona Senate to serve as a student representative to the Arizona Board of Regents. It says that the state Senate has confirmed ASU undergraduate Tyler Storm Boyer as the new student regent for the Arizona Board of Regents. He begins a 2-year term beginning on July 1st. Oh, that's interesting. Now, in case you're wondering what they do, what that the Board of Regents does. It's the governing body of Arizona's public university system. They're in charge of policies. Okay. Lo and behold, after he's put into place as the student representative for Arizona State University, Erika Kirk, Erika Francfe, enrolls into Arizona State University for her final year of college.
What a coincidence. It's almost like more than likely she probably would have connected through a lot of people during, like, in college. That's where most people, like, make connections and whatnot. Probably also how she got the tip about Charlie Kirk as well. Just if I had to guess, you know. Maybe in her, well, it probably would have been in her later years of college. Well, no, it would have probably been around this time. He didn't go to high school, or he didn't go to college. So, I guess, yeah, it would have been in her college years that she probably would have heard of TPUSA.
There's just so much synergy here. There's so much synergy happening because guess who is a lieutenant
colonel? I bet
colonel?
they both went to a Walmart in Arizona as well because, as we know, you know, a lot of them literally are from the area. They're very, very close together. You know that, like, Nevada borders Arizona? And did you also know that, like, Reno is, like, down south? I think Arizona is just slightly above it, right? I'm not thinking of Utah, am I? Let me see. United States map. Let's make sure that this doesn't have my location. I don't think it does. I don't think I ever gave this computer location. There we go. Just to make sure I will use... Oh, you're kidding, right? It's the tiniest map that they possibly could have... Okay. There we go. We'll just do this. Okay, here we go. It's... Yeah, right here. So Nevada's, like, right here. Or, I mean, Las Vegas. It's right through here. Like, right down in this bottom portion. There's also a highway that goes bloop like that and goes through Utah. Actually, you could kind of... If you wanted to take the Hoover Dam... I think you could go this way and go up that way. We didn't do that. We went through Las Vegas and went into Utah, then through Colorado, then Kansas, all the way back to my home state. And me and my buddy Kai, we ended up, you know, the guy I do Intoxigaming with, I end up going from here. And we go all the way through here. I guess I do the Intoxigaming stuff, like, you know, about once a month, but I don't have as many as I used to. That's for sure. I'll usually go through a beer or two. So there is that part too. But I mean, when I sit down and actually have beers to, like, genuinely with the intent of drinking down. Just want to clarify that. Because during those games, I don't really get, I just can't handle it anymore. I don't get too messed up or anything. The next day, I can't function. I have a headache. I have a bad time. So anyway, we went through Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona to California to Nevada to Utah to Colorado to Kansas and then back down. It was a great, great trip. It was just so much fun. The most beautiful drive I've ever had in my life literally was from California to Nevada to Utah and then to Colorado. And then after you get out of Denver, it's the flattest, worst possible drive you could have because everything about Kansas sucks. Until, like, this is the only good portion of Kansas right here. This right there is about it right there. It's the prettiest part. Everything else is flat. Now, the towns and the cities in Kansas are great, but the landscape it's never changing. You drive from here to the middle of Colorado. It's like a 6-hour drive and nothing changes. You don't look like you've moved a freaking inch. It's so bad to drive through. It's miserable. I'm not even kidding. So, you know, just putting that little fact out there, it sucks. Anyway, back to this. Just wanted to get that little rant out of the way.
A Marine at this time.
Dang you, Kansas.
Over at the Black Sea Rotational Force, helping to rebuild Romania. I love this. Erika's cousin. What a year 2011 was. There is a guy, a Marine named Dennis Francfe. He is from Chicago. That is him, Dennis Francfe. And you're not going to believe this. He was in retirement. He was a retired reserve. And then he decided to come out of retirement for this. He wanted to go to Constanta and help set things up. And I'm sitting here wondering if he and Tyler Boyer crossed paths.
I bet they got into a little sword fight in the men's room. See if they crossed paths. Who cares? Maybe that's exactly how he met Erika. Was through her cousin. Okay. Can we then be like, aha, we figured it out. And wow, we solved a crazy mystery there. This is awesome.
And you're not going to believe me. It's going to get even crazier.
Oh, is it?
Because before he had retired, he was actually stationed out in Afghanistan
Wow.
for Operation Enduring Freedom. Yes, the same exact operation that Lori Franzwey of E3 Tech, don't ask me what it does, she wins.
I wouldn't want you to. I wouldn't want to know an answer from you. You couldn't understand what AZ Tech did. And it was very plain and obvious. Why would I ask you for any other advice on anything involving any type of information after that, when you couldn't glean it right from the freaking page right here? That's crazy.
An award for. E3 Tech won an award for Operation Enduring Freedom.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if Lori Franzwey and Dennis Franzwey ran into each other.
No.
And he was even stationed. And Dennis Franzwey was...
No. Is it actually her legit cousin? Because there's just no way. I couldn't. No. What would be the chances of her running into her cousin? That would be impossible. Unless Candace was being really stupidly, like, yeah, I don't know, sarcastic about him being her cousin. So maybe don't do that. Maybe actually speak your mind, Candace. I don't know what she means now. Either she's saying that they're not really related, or if they ran into each other, you know, being cousins. Because why would that happen? They're probably on the phone with him every night. If he's over in Afghanistan, they may be calling the guy. Being like, hey, how things going? I don't know. They can't really call there. But you get what I'm saying, right? They would obviously be worried about the dude. They'd probably be checking in with him any chance they could get. Just doesn't make sense. What are you talking about? Why would you even suggest that?
even stationed with a Sergeant Boyer, who has since passed away. But I was wondering, I was like, I can't even go down the rabbit hole. I wonder if these families go way back. That's what I'm thinking in my crazy conspiracy mind, because I know that Tyler sometimes spells his name without.
What would be the chances of him getting put into the same, like, squad as him? If they go far back. I don't see that happening, but okay.
The W.
This is probably exactly how they met.
Were you guys all together?
This is probably literally exactly how they met. It's a good possibility. I doubt they go that far back.
That would be crazy.
But even if they do, who cares?
Anyway, speaking of Afghanistan, speaking of Reno, speaking of Vegas, do you know the real reason we were out there? 9/11 happens. 2 weeks later, we're Operation Enduring Freedom. Well, again, I can't say this is the real reason, but the troops that came back all said that they were tasked with guarding poppy fields. We sent our boys out there to guard flowers? That is...
Candace, don't play stupid with us. This is all public information. We know all about the poppy fields that we sent our military men to do. And really, you're going to sit here and act like your audience is so stupid they don't know what poppy seeds make? It's called heroin. Or whatever, opiates. Whatever else y'all want to call it. It's made from that plant. Yes, Candace, we're not stupid. We know exactly what poppies are. No, I would hope to God you don't think your audience is this stupid. Because if they genuinely are, I now understand why she's talking like a 2-year-old.
So weird. Remember, this was before the opioid crisis hit. And the home of the opioid crisis was Tel Aviv, the Sackler family.
Yeah, we get that.
Same university, I believe, that Miriam Adelson went to. She's going to create the solution, which is methadone. But I always wondered, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I've always wondered how it is that Tel Aviv, which doesn't actually grow any poppy flowers, how exactly they were able to get enough of those poppy seeds to cause an entire opioid crisis. How did they do it?
Okay. Actually, I don't know. Was it Tel Aviv? Hold on. Did run the opioids? No. Run the poppy flowers that our military took over. Let's just ask it like that. Well, I'll just ask it very conspiratorial-like. No, there's no evidence that Tel Aviv or Israel ran or controlled poppy fields that the U.S. military or our military assuming took over or guarded. The phrase seems to reference from a common claim or conspiracy about the U.S. military in Afghanistan during the 2000s, 2020s, where Americans and NATO forces were accused of guarding or protecting opium poppy fields, rather than eradicating them. Well, I don't know why we would eradicate them. It does make actual helpful medication. It's not that they're useless. It's just people, they shouldn't be prescribed. You know what I mean? It should be probably used for hospital use only, you know? Poppy cultivation surged under U.S. presidents. Afghanistan became the world's top opium producer. And some reports, photos showed troops patrolling through or near fields without destroying them, often to avoid alienating local farmers or destabilizing the economy. Critics claim that this indirectly supported the opium trade. And even the Taliban, okay, they were guarding him. We get it. Like, it's not that dumb. What was Israel's role? Let's just see. Israel had no direct role in running, controlling, managing, or benefiting from the Afghan opium poppy fields that the U.S. NATO forces encountered. Okay. Yeah. Claims tying Israel to this. The Sackler family, Purdue Pharma. Okay, so let me get this straight, right? What, let's see. What country is George Soros? Dang it. Living. Let's just say it. I think it was, I don't know how to pronounce his or spell his last name. Not pronounce Soros. Oh, it has no E. Gotcha. He lives in the United States. Okay. So, knowing that fact, right? George Soros is here. Every single time he does something involving his money, right? Then we could just say that it's the United States who is doing that, right? Would you guys accept that? Would you guys actually say, oh no, the United States is doing, is paying, all these protesters and whatnot? Or, whatever else, George Soros is funding in general. Would we just say the United States? No, we say George Soros for a reason. So why in the world is she blaming the Sackler family for all of Israel? As if Israel is just the Sackler family. I don't know. That sounds pretty bad. That doesn't sound like that's an okay thing to do. Thank you so much, Billy. Just a thought, but what if we were guarding the fields from the Terrys? I mean, good possibility too. I'm willing to bet that we were doing it for profit because, hey, it does help. And it probably was doing it for medical reasons. Like, think about surgeries. Like, we do need that for surgeries. We genuinely do. Now, do I think we should take over? No, but we probably made a deal. We went in there, liberated some people, gave them some freedom, and made a deal with them, right? I mean, it's not like we haven't done this before. But at the end of the day, regardless of whether this was good or bad or anything along those lines, I don't understand her point still. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that she's just so willy-nilly goes, oh, and it was Tel Aviv that was involved. It's like, source, please? Because, because one person that lived in Israel actually owned a pharmaceutical company. Oh, then it's Israel that did that? I mean, it's just crazy. Marissa, thank you so much. She's making herself look bad. Jealously. Absolutely. Soros is hated in Israel. Yeah, absolutely. But, hey, maybe Israel should just start saying it was the United States that did everything that Soros is funding, right? Be the same thing what Candace is doing right now. What a ridiculous thing to do.
Right? Like, who was in control of transporting all of those flowers during a time of war? We'll never know. What we do know, however, is that...
Okay. I thought we were going to get info. Dang it. Was it Tyler Boyer? Well, I'm sure he was doing something suspicious, right?
It was Captain Curtis Colvett, who was stationed in Afghanistan. And yeah, that's Andrew Colvett's brother. Yeah, they sent the military police from Nevada to head up the transportation company from Afghanistan. And
just out of curiosity, do you think they knew what was in the shipment though? Or was that a military, hey, you go take this package, deliver it here? Who knows? But do you have any proof of this, though? I am curious. Jordana, thank you so much for that. You guys are too nice. You could have put a message in there if you wanted. I would have read it. But you didn't have to. Thank you so much. Genuinely. I understand some people are shy. But yeah, thank you.
And Curtis Colvett was the commander of the 593rd Nevada National Guard Transportation Company. Specifically, you can see in this article, he commanded Bulgarian soldiers. 260 men. They were based at Camp Phoenix in Kabul.
Okay.
Curtis Colvett, Andrew's brother, was administratively responsible for directing these soldiers through 100 convoy missions across 4 months. transporting personnel.
I know several people that were security over at Google specifically served in Afghanistan as well. Why aren't they under the microscope for this? Just kind of curious, you know what I mean? I know 2 of them who were shot badly in Afghanistan that worked there. They told me all their stories. A lot of crazy, crazy stories. So I don't understand. Like, they're not under the microscope for any of this stuff either. You do realize this guy's a soldier, right? He just does what he's told. He's probably never told about what he's actually even transporting either. So that's weird.
And supplies through the high traffic, dangerous environment of Kabul. He was the regional command captain. Wow, it's amazing. And just like the Facebook caption is going to say, he wasn't the only Colvett that was there. He was also serving with his first cousin, Robert Colvett. That's Andrew's cousin. The exact same time, Robert Colvett was the commander of the 485th Military Police. That is just incredible. Deployed. It's just, you cannot make this stuff up. And by the way, if you're wondering why they were commanding Bulgarians, Romanians, well, because everything from Afghanistan was running through Romania and Bulgaria. Emphasis on Romania. I know this because Erika actually did a podcast in 2020, and she was reflecting on her time in Romania in 2012 or 2013. And in this podcast, she's speaking with someone who was stationed in Romania, and she's asking him if the setup is the same from when she was out there. Take a listen to Erika.
Okay.
Gosh, I have all of the
I bet all of this was supposed to be private too, even though it was on a public podcast, right?
photos of when we were on the base too. How are the Romanian troops? Because you guys share a base with them, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we had like Canadians there for a while.
Oh,
Wow.
that's the
It's
worst
a
thing I've ever
NATO
heard.
joint base, so there was troops from.
All
What were they going to do? Apologize to the people after they got like blown up or something? What were Canadians doing there?
Mostly America and Romania, but from other places too.
Now, is that still kind of like a halfway drop-off point too for troops from Afghanistan?
It is. It's
Yeah.
it is part of that operation.
Yeah. Because I remember that was going on back then, and I was like, gosh, what a bittersweet base for like troops that are coming or going.
So Romania is the halfway drop-off base from Afghanistan. Interesting. Elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense geographically. Like, I don't know. Should I pull up a map? Is that like, that's kind of unbelievable. Let's see, map of Europe. Let's see here. Let's do an actual map though. I don't want to risk any of that stuff. So here we go. Romania's right here. Maybe not just Europe. Europe and Middle East. Let's just do that. So, let's see here. Turkey up here. So we should be. Wait a minute. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Okay, well, that's just the Middle East. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's a Walmart map. Never mind. That's dumb. Here's what I really wanted to find. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's I wanted it in that size instead. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay, here we go. Romania. And then if we wanted to go to Afghanistan, especially, seeing how, in the United States, we have a German base here. So going to Romania, and then we'd go and probably just fly right on into Afghanistan over here. So, I don't know. I could see why. Like, it's probably one of the closest places. Obviously, we're not allowed, at this time especially, we couldn't go into Ukraine. You know what I mean? Couldn't go there. I don't think we could have done that to Turkey. I don't think we were particularly allowed to do that. Bulgaria, maybe? Were we? Maybe. I don't think Greece would have really let us. Maybe do we have a base in Greece? That makes a little bit more sense down in this area, but I don't think we could have done that. I don't think they would have worked with us on that. So, Romania, we just have a military base there. It's pretty strategic for the Middle East, I'd say. It's a pretty strategic place to be. I'd say that makes a little bit of sense. I don't know. It's not like the craziest place. Like, if they were to be like, oh, well, we put our base in Sweden, and that's the halfway point for there to Afghanistan, I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, I guess we all have different opinions.
where in that same interview, Erika reflects upon her distant cousin. She means Dennis Franzwey, who shows her around the base.
I heard he's a
in
real
Romania
menace.
when she gets there.
Aha!
Take a listen to Erika in her own words.
The reason why I even went over there is that one of my, on my dad's side, his extended family, like a cousin, he was a part of beast surf over there. And I went over there in 2013. And when he was over there, we did the same thing. Like, he showed us, these are the orphanages we work with. This is the hospital that we helped rebuild. Like, amazing.
So she further makes her story make more sense? Oh my goodness. Wow, so this is where she got the motivation to start trying to help orphanages in Romania. Wow. Oh man, just what an awful person.
Amazing humanitarian things that no one talks about that our troops are doing over there. And anyways, long story short, fell in love. I don't know if you went there, fell in love with they call them placement centers, but
Yeah.
Antonio Placement Center.
Yes.
And these kids are phenomenal and they're precious and they just want to be loved on.
Wow, she sounds like a monster. Jeez, what was Charlie thinking? Anna Ashley says, Osley? I don't want to mispronounce your last name there. A round of nothing burgers and fries for everyone. Agreed. There's no meat on that burger whatsoever. Thank you so much. Seriously. Like, just started this podcast and already you deserve it. Congrats, man. Have no doubt you'll make it to 50,000. Oh, man. I hope so. I really hope it gets there. You guys are giving me a lot of hope. That's for sure. I don't know. I just kind of... It's weird. When I finally accepted that maybe this channel wasn't going to go anywhere and I just do this for fun only, channel skyrocketed. It's funny how that works. So, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. I'm just here to have a good time. And you guys are giving me a good time. Genuinely. I would not enjoy watching this video alone. Hey, Coach Girl, Gal, by the way, I do notice you there in Rumble. Sorry. According to the articles, Erika Kirk met Charlie Kirk in 2018 when applying for a job. Yeah, exactly. You know. And, from what I understand, though, it was over in Israel. Apparently, that's where she asked for like an application or something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the full details of that. And Candace has never mentioned it before yesterday, so it's like hilarious that she's acting like there's something there, but she can't say anything more than that. Like Candace can't say a single thing more than that whatsoever. It's kind of weird. But yeah, her facial expression, she's like a fishy. She looks like she's gonna keep swimming there with her hairstyle and everything. Her little tail. Looks like, you know, you could just, like, if nothing else was here, neck down, she just looked like like Dory or something. It's kind of hilarious. Or like, no, not like Dory. She looks like a flounder. You know what I mean? She has that same, like, she got that flounder complexion. Oh, whoops. Not complexion, but it's flounder. Resting flounder face. We'll call it that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Erika,
She agrees.
you know, there is just so much synergy building, right?
Charlie rejected her. It's on video.
Myself wondering if...
Can you link that? Because that would be hilarious to watch. I will definitely watch that.
The Colvetts and the Franzweys and the Boyers may have all run into each other in Romania. Is that a crazy question to ask while we're transporting through?
It's not a crazy question to ask, but who cares if they did? Like, what would that prove?
Romania.
Okay.
Probably not, though, right? It's much more likely
Actually,
that Erika
don't
just
care.
happened to enroll in Arizona State University for her final year of college, a mere months after Tyler is elected by the Arizona Senate to be the student representative to their Board of Regents after he's hanging out with models and
Synergy.
politicians
Yeah, I
in
agree. Word of the day.
Constanta
Heck yeah.
and Dennis Franzwey's nearby. I'm sure this is all happy coincidence, and she also just really can't remember how or when she met him. She can't, and she doesn't want to reply. Well, let's bring in our 2011 timeline because I'd like for you guys to be able to see it. I know that you guys will go back home and you will look through it, and so I really put this together for you. But our 2011, yep.
Yeah, because
we
we're too
have
stupid.
Tyler Boyer, undergrad in April. That's
why she put it together for us. We're just too stupid to understand.
when he's elected.
Thank you all so much for being here, by the way. Please hit that like and subscribe button. That's all I ask for, really. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Every one of y'all. Y'all make this so much fun.
Have to the Board of Regents May 4th. That's when we have college students from the University of Nevada, Reno. some who graduated from the University of Texas, the graduate students that are going to go to Romania. We have on June 12th, the Black Sea Rotational Force mentioned as the Marine force from Reno that will be training countrymen in the Black Sea. And Erika's cousin, Dennis Franzwey, who is a retired lieutenant colonel from Chicago, will be there. In September, Erika will enroll into Arizona State University for her final year of school. Nobody knows how, but she's able to then graduate cum laude. She has.
It's probably because she turned in her homework, Candace. That's typically how you do that. I know it's a weird concept. I won't bog you down with the details, but wow, crazy. She graduated college the same year I graduated high school, 2011. Not 2011, 20. Oh, she graduated a year after. Never mind. She graduated a year after I graduated high school. Is when she graduated college.
The same thing her mother had, slips and falls, becomes a genius, and is able to manage this double major. In November, this is her come up. Erika wins the Miss Arizona competition in November. Okay,
wow.
That makes her Miss Arizona for the
best
next
month
calendar
out of all the
year.
months.
So you win in 2011, and then you are Miss Arizona for 2012. For those of you who know nothing about the pageant world, like me, I had to realize that. Captain Curtis Colvett is the commander of Nevada's Army's National Guard, the transportation company. He has Bulgarian soldiers working under him, and they are running things through Romania. Robert Colvett, who is his cousin, will simultaneously command the 400.
Wait, did he really? That's on video. He said that. Wait, let me see. Charlie rejected her at TPUSA because she was unstable. Oh, wait a minute. You mean Wait, did he say that? What video did he say that in? I will pull it up. That's very funny. If I could have that, like, I don't know why. Man, has anybody shown that though? I'll have to look.
85th
I'll definitely
Military
look it
Police
up after
Company
this.
in Afghanistan as well, which is like the military police unit. 2011 concludes, and like I said, Miss Erika Franzwey, the pageant queen, has arrived. 2012 is her crown year, and the first thing she does in 2012 as the queen is she just starts helping kids. She's got to help kids immediately, always,
what an
forever.
evil person.
And what these
Wow.
companies or organizations or projects do, nobody can really tell.
You
But
own
we can
nothing
jump
and
right
you're
back
happy.
into our timeline for this. In 2012, in January, that begins her year as Miss Arizona.
I don't know. Candace is imagining something right now. I think. I think. Just let her have her fantasy. I think it is. I get what you're saying there, Genesette. That's funny. Yeah. She's not. Yeah. Just give it to her. Let her dream. You know.
In February, Everyday Heroes Like You begins what's known as Johnny's Locker Ministry, and I will let you hear Erika in her own words describe what that is.
Okay.
It marks a day of renewed hope for all those who have put up a fight for their life. I am blessed and honored to be here today to present to you all the second Johnny's Locker. I first want to give thanks to my inspiration, Johnny Bryant. I've been raised that everything in life happens for a reason, and that God has people come into our lives, whether it be for a week, a month, or even just a season, so that they can teach us a life lesson. Johnny is a young man with steadfast faith and unyielding dreams. He is driven, and through his courage and strong-willed heart, I am able to bring forth this contribution to you today. Johnny's Locker is an Everyday Heroes Like You program that is targeted towards enhancing the lives of children and teens undergoing life-altering and various emotional hardships that reside.
All right, I get it. It's one of those clothes locker things. You know what I mean? Like that you donate clothes, toys, stuff like that in. Why is that bad? I don't understand. Mary Jean Blair, thank you so much for that. Man, you all are amazing. Like, what else do I say? Thank you guys. Genuinely, thank you all so much. I can't like your sticker though. It won't let me. That's YouTube. Put a heart thingy there.
Just how after
And
every
we can pull
race
out of
and long
this.
trial in life,
You get
there's
the
something to gain
idea
and a
here.
prize at the
You get
end.
the
Yeah.
idea. Like
We got a
they're
long
going
time
to
ago.
fill up the locker, and it's going to have gifts for children.
Yeah, that's
I can tell you
evil.
in
That
May,
sucks.
she
Wow.
graduates, like I said, magna cum laude at Arizona State University. Per her
I
LinkedIn,
believe
she
that
was a
AI
double
bio
Bachelor of Science
sure.
in Political Science and International Relations. So she shifted her major at some point. And
I think
then
Candace may.
Erika, because she qualifies, is going to compete in the Miss USA pageant
Hey, Steffi.
on May 30th. And I believe that is in Vegas. So here she is competing. It says at the Hollywood Resort and Casino Theater, very appropriate, of Performing Arts in Las Vegas.
All right.
On June 7th of 2012, Erika is going to team up with that Tracy Martin. Tracy says they met backstage and they just decided to go into do some good together. Tracy's making handbags. She's what we refer to as a serial entrepreneur.
I guarantee you all these women, I mean, look at all this. All these women lining up here just to traffic people, right? Just what they do.
She does a little bit of everything. Jane of many trades. And
Osmo, thank you so much, man. Genuinely. Thank you, guys. Keep it up. Absolutely. Hey, will do. Thank you.
$5 is going to be donated to Everyday Heroes. Every bag you buy, Everyday Heroes, and the kids are going to get $25. In July, we find Erika featured in a music video for Emerson Drive. That went pretty viral. She's My Kinda Crazy. We had mentioned to you yesterday that her boyfriend, Tyler Sanford, is alongside with her. He's also cast in that music video. In July also happens to be the time frame that Erika has a friend in the theater when there was that Batman shooting that took place in Aurora, Colorado. And this was something that bugged me because there were
every time they call out the Bat, this is so bad. This is so bad. Every time they call it the Batman shooter, okay, this is so bad. I always think of the da na 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 na, the whole theme song while that's going on, and I can't take it serious. And it's one of the nastiest things that's happened in this country. But at the same time, hearing that go off in my head during that whole, it's not right. I can't keep talking about that, but it's funny to me. Come on, let's not call it the Batman shooting.
A lot of Turning Point people who are adjacent to shootings, meaning they knew someone or they happened to be there. More about that later, but this is the tweet. You're noticing it says Sierra Santos. It is, just to remind you, the handle is Real Miss Arizona USA, and who that is changes every year. It's like the POTUS handle on X. So
this isn't a very nice thing for her to do. I'm disappointed you haven't acknowledged the theater incident in Colorado the entire day. And who cares? It's more on a personal level. I kind of know who's there. Who knows? I don't really care that much. Marissa Justice, what does this have to do with anything? It makes no sense at all. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. She's trying to, it's like she thinks she's going to tie all this together with a nice, neat bow, but I don't know. I just don't know where she's going with this at all,
Joe Biden might be tweeting, or Trump might be tweeting.
She went to school for a couple years in Colorado.
Same way in pageant world. So,
that's probably why she knew somebody. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
This is actually Erika tweeting back at someone who is saying to her, "I'm disappointed that you have not acknowledged the theater shooting in Colorado." And Erika replies and says, "One of my best friends was in the theater. So although my acknowledgement has not been blasted via social media, it's been more on a personal level. I would like to know who her best friend was that was in that theater."
What do you think that is going to accomplish? Seriously. I'm genuinely curious there. I don't know what knowing that information could possibly bring forth anything. This is definitely stalking. Absolutely. This is absolutely stalking.
I would. I don't know many people. I don't know any people who you can sit down and be like, tell me how many instances you know are that involved violence with guns of people that you knew. I don't know people that can say, my husband was assassinated in broad daylight, but also my friend was in the theater during the Batman shooting in Aurora, Colorado. Like I said, more on that later. What happens next in August of 2012 is Everyday Heroes Like You visits the Black Sea Air Support Team in Constanta, Romania. And you can see Erika, I believe, acknowledges that this is the year that she went there. At the very least, that's when she begins the project. In November, the Romanian Angels Project officially begins in partnership with the U.S. Marines, and she is working with Colonel Otto Buscher. She thanks him. She has a video where she thanks him. And yes, this is the Colonel Otto Buscher who will be accused.
Well, it's not specifically him. She's thanking the military, and he happens to be the man in charge of all operations there. Kind of reason to believe that he would be the one that she's thanking. It's not like she sought him out. She got the backing of the military to be there. Kind of, makes a little bit sense when you phrase it that way. But if you just act like she went there only for Colonel Colonel, what's his name? Did she call him Colonel? Wait a minute. She didn't actually say Colonel, did she? Am I making that up in my head? Colonel, dang it. Now, okay, it's Colonel Sanders. I don't care.
Officially begins in partnership with the U.S. Marines, and she is working with Colonel Otto Buscher.
Otto Buscher, that's who it is. No, she didn't say Colonel. Okay. I just thought it in my head. I was like, wait a minute, did she say that? But no, she didn't. Her viewers must gasp on her cues. Yeah, I guess so. Like, none of this is making sense right now.
She thanks him. She has a video where she thanks him. And yes, this is the Colonel Otto Buscher who will be accused of running a brothel, of trafficking children. No doubt Erika knew him. She thanks him on her website. The other person she had...
I'm sure that means she knew him personally. She had the military helping with these, gifts. They were doing the things. Whatever it was the partnership was specifically for her charity. It wasn't specifically with Otto Buscher. It was with the military.
To thank is Major General Hugo E. Salazar. He was formerly... he is also from Arizona. It feels like everyone's got to be from Arizona or Nevada. He formerly worked in narcotics. Look at this. This is in 1994, by the way. He's working here, Joint Task Force, narcotics.
That's not working in narcotics. He's preventing narcotics from coming into the country. What are you talking about? He's the Joint Counter Narcotics Task Force. She's acting like he's out here, getting involved with in narcotics. That's a weird take, seeing that that's not what this article says. And why is she phrasing it that way?
It's giving Mitch Snow telling us about Fort Huachuca and how generals were working with the cartels in 1990, got busted. There was a big tunnel. I feel...
What woman do you think Mitch Snow had to beat to get that information out of him at Fort Huachuca? I'm just curious.
Very strongly that Erika is familiar with Fort Huachuca. I think, Andrew, you might be too. Some fort. I don't know. Your families seem like they might be familiar with that fort. That's some fort, my dude. The amazing General Salazar, she writes. Okay. Well, look into General Salazar, and people that work with him would not say he's so amazing. He gets accused of being incredibly corrupt. I don't know what we're doing down at the border, but I'm starting to get upside down brain. And when people tell me that they're working to stop drugs to the border, I'm wondering oh, really? Are you working to stop it? Or are you working to facilitate it? It's opposite day. That's what it feels like with our government. And it's a perfect cover, by the way. If you're going to say that I'm fighting drugs like the DARE program, or I'm putting together this organization to stop human trafficking, it gives you a pretty broad cover so nobody would ever look at you and go, wait, are you actually imparting it? Generally, I think this is how the world works. I would like to say that. I find...
Oh, man. She should be teaching philosophical courses, in my opinion. That's what Candace should do. I think that's really where her passion lies. Just philosophy. Why not? Great channel. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you. False flagging our law enforcement. Yeah. I mean, typically. Candace will do everything she can to turn her viewers against the United States in general. That's just what it is. At least, don't have the evidence to provide any kind of claim or anything like that. Just keep showing nothing but what you perceive as negative with no context whatsoever. And then put it in a negative light as if everything that's happening here is bad. But we have no idea one way or the other if it was bad or good. And for the most part, it's good. She's getting clothing and all sorts of toys and stuff like that to Romanian orphanages, and you're acting like that's a bad thing, and you have yet to show any evidence to the contrary whatsoever. So, I don't understand why this is evil to her.
All of this to be remarkably suspicious. The most suspicious element for me is Erika pretending she does not remember how she met Tyler Boyer. And both of them changing their stories. Tyler Boyer responded to somebody on X and said he met her. He met Erika at the Trump rally, but he maybe forgot. Maybe he had another long night in Romania, but he maybe forgot that he had already given a speech at Charlie's memorial and stated that Erika called him and said, "How can I help?" And then he put her behind Trump. So you had to know her before.
Oh, okay. So when he said he first met Erika, he really should have clarified that he first talked to her on the phone. Because, yeah, that's what I'm, let's say I go and I meet Gary from Paramount Tactical for the first time. Am I going to talk about how I met him for the first time when he messaged me on X? Oh, yeah, where'd you meet him at? Oh, I met him I met him on X when he sent me a message. Do people do that? Is that when people tell people that they met for the first time? Is typically with, like, a phone call or a text or something like that. That's when you first met him? Okay. All right. Whatever. I guess that's what happens in Candace's world, right? I want to know if any one of you have ever told somebody you first met somebody by giving them a phone call.
The rally to put her, if she called you and said, "How can I help?" And also, why was she calling you to say, "How can I help?" Erika had a pretty big life. And then Erika tells me that she knew him through some congressman. She thinks it could have been a senator from Arizona. She thinks, but she's not sure. And she would go back and she would consult her text messages. But you know what? She has not done that yet.
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
What do you mean
It's
yet?
all coincidence that everybody in this story is just like fluffing around in Romania, like Eastern Europe at the same time. Everybody's got these military ties. Who knows what Tyler Boyer's ties are? Do you think it's a coincidence that, like, this happens to be the university that Jeffrey Epstein was pouring all of his money into, by the way, and he's facilitating models from Romania beginning in 2009? Do you think all of this is just one big coincidence and we are the conspiracy theorists, or is something darker afoot? Now, I'm going to vote the latter. Something darker is afoot. I am going to vote that the lack of clarity that they're giving us, the unwillingness to answer these.
Hey, Natalie Herman, thank you so much. No, genuinely, thank you. Like, you guys are really, really nice to me. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever had this many before in one night. Thank you, guys.
Sorts of questions to
this
sit
is
down and just do an
bonkers.
open interview in front of the world about what exactly you were involved in. Maybe to produce a sentence that makes clear sense.
Yeah,
regarding
I guess I
what
met all
the
of you guys
heck
now, right?
Easy Tech International does, because blah, 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 blah,
There we
blah. Doesn't work for me.
I've met everybody
she's
in
like
my chat.
flipping through a thesaurus. A
Officially.
thesaurus. She's just like, oh, we do that and that. I like that word. That's a good word. Whew. Huh, a lot of syllables in that word.
God, Candace, like, just tell me you don't know words without telling me you don't know words. For real. Like, why are you so upset about this? Like, you are genuinely just hateful.
I'm going to do that. That's what AZ Tech
She's
does.
mad.
And sustainability.
She's mad
work
at the
for me.
English language.
I don't
Wow.
feel like that's what Lori was doing.
She hates America and the West so much that she's actually trashing the language right now. Do y'all realize that? Like, think about that. She hates the West so much that she's genuinely talking about how much she hates the English language. That's a wild. This is so much fun. You guys are awesome.
I don't feel like that at all. I feel like these families are a little too complicated, and the dynamics in Arizona and everything that's going on is telling a much different story. Anyway.
Can you tell me the different story? Wait, what different story is it telling than what has been presented to us? I would love to know your interpretation, Candy.
You're not going to believe me, but when we come back from break, there's another Turning Point person that was adjacent to a shooting that happened a long time ago. I'll tell you more about that when we come back.
Alrighty. Well, let's not go over your advertisers. That's boring. And, it's good to see you're trying so hard to make money off all of this. As if you put in any real work. I mean, that's just wild. Absolutely wild, right? Anyway, please tell me you saw the Graham Allen video where he had Tracy Martin on. She literally debunked that entire narrative. I did. I actually, I covered it here on the channel. I think I covered it in an actual video, not on a live stream. So I should, I'll have to figure out which video that is. Oh, thank you so much, Tatiana. I seem like a nice, genuine guy with common sense. I appreciate that. I genuinely hope you guys would think so. You know what I mean? Like, I at least try. I'm just a normal dude. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of seeing all the fake people come on here, and, you know, there's a lot of fake people out there, genuinely. And Candace is one of them. Congrats on your goal. Thank you so much, Susie. Oh, thank you. Wow. I just set that up there. It's just a tool. I just click it and activate it, and, you know what? I guess you guys actually pay attention to that thing. That's awesome. Like, I appreciate it. I'm never going to say no to a donation, but I'm never going to really ask for them or anything like that either. You know what I mean? Like, they're open, they're there. If you guys want to do that, I'll never say no. But I do work a full-time job out of this. I just want y'all to know nobody has to do that, you know? And I really don't, as long as my channel keeps growing like this too, I don't think I'm ever going to go, like, full-fledged, like, advertisers on the channel either. If there ever are things advertised on this channel, I would like for it to be something I genuinely enjoy myself 100%. Like, a good example, I just finished off, like, Coffee Brand Coffee, the chai tea. I absolutely love hot teas. I'm not a coffee guy, but man, his chai tea is unbelievably good. So I don't know, maybe I'll advertise that one day. I'm doing free advertisement on it now just because I like it. So that's just a free one for you guys, you know.
To get 20% off your order. Their products are also available at Target,
Oh,
Whole
Candace
Foods,
will smear
Walmart,
someone else
Amazon,
at some point.
CVS, and Walgreens.
She always does. If you think about it, her entire career has been nothing but, like, just smearing people, you know? For your FF9 being your favorite. Wait. Your favorite. Wait. You mentioned something about Final Fantasy 9? That is my favorite.
So I have been very clear with you guys that I'm beginning to ponder all of these mass shootings that take place, whether these are actually military targets, politically guided targets, and hits that they eventually just blame on some kid who's drugged out of his mind, or a trans person, again, constantly engaging us in this left-right dialogue. Oh, well.
It's kind of wild how they're the ones who keep going up and blasting churches and attacking conservatives and stuff. It's kind of wild that they actually legitimately, like, message and threaten people and whatnot. Oh, I love Final Fantasy VI, by the way. I've beaten that game twice. Kefka, in my opinion, I don't know. A lot of people like Kefka. I like his design. I didn't really like him as a boss. He wasn't very, like... he was more like, I expected him to just be a side character in the game, you know what I mean? So there's that. I don't know. I love Final Fantasy VI, though. Terra, fantastic. Terra's theme, amazing. My favorite... one of my favorite themes, probably Matoya's Cave and all, and so much good stuff. Final Fantasy 14 story, Final Fantasy 13 story, 8, all that stuff. Man, you're going to get me on a tangent. I love almost every one of them. I didn't care too much for Final Fantasy 10 too, but I didn't play all the way through it, so maybe I'll give it another shot. I don't know. I need a membership thing? Maybe. Thank you so much, Anna. Maybe. It depends. I will do a membership if I can offer you guys something in return. That's when I would do a membership, and I gotta figure out what that thing would be. I mean, at a bare minimum, even if it's like sending you guys like a free shirt or something like that. I don't know if I ever made merch, but I don't know what I would do. Like, what do you guys? I'll take suggestions. If you guys want to start some sort of membership club thing, how would you guys like to see it go down?
Oh, the left, it says we need gun laws. We need to have stricter gun laws. And then the right says, no, it's a gun that saves lives, and we don't need that, and we need to have more guns. And nobody could be paying attention to the fact that these are just like a gang taking out people. I don't know.
What kind of gang? Like an underground Trantifa type gang? Wow. It's almost like when you actually think about it, it makes sense. Now I understand why Charlie took lead. Now I understand why churches are taking lead. In schools and everything. It's like this underground Trantifa gang that's getting violent. But let's not talk about that. That's nothing to see here.
Left and right are always blaming each other. We refuse to
Ooh, guitar
consider,
picks would be
the
that's a brilliant
very real
idea,
possibility
too.
that there is
I
a criminal
love that.
syndicate that controls both sides
Oh,
and
if I
feeds
could
the
get a
narrative
company to
instantly
make
to the
picks like these
newspapers and
With my
to
face on 'em or something.
their agents all throughout the
My
media. You hit hard at the
face or
left, you
something
hit
like
hard
that.
at the right. Keep these people engaged at one another's throats. Well, anyway, in the past, I had mentioned to you on the topic of Erika and that.
Oh, it's Jeremy from the Quartering. He owns Coffee Brand Coffee, and it is top quality. I'm not kidding. It's very good. It actually is. Like, especially my wife, like, freaks out over Coffee Brand Coffee in general. It's so much more fresh than anything you can get on the shelves. He, like, literally, when you put in an order, he roasts it that day and then ships it out to you. So most stuff on the shelves and stuff has, like, been, like, roasted over 6 months to a year. But when you get it, it's been roasted, like, a day or two ago. So it's super duper fresh.
Shooting out in Aurora, that in particular, she wasn't the only one. A lot of people who were surrounding Charlie had some proximity, some personal story
Okay,
that
maybe
they
I
could
could do
share
members-only streams.
relating to a shooting of
That's
the
also
past.
an idea.
Okay, so we already showed you
Yeah.
Erika. She had a friend who was in the theater. Okay,
Yeah,
Rob
okay.
McCoy, he lost 2 congregants in the Thousand Oaks shooting at the Borderline Bar in 2018, and then he subsequently became the mayor and very close with.
Candace, let's say you're right. That it's weird that all these people have been kind of close to people who have been involved in a mass incident. Why would Erika or Tyler need to be there for that to happen? And who was at the church incidents? Who was at the other school incidents? Who was at Sandy Hook? Who was at Columbine? See, you make it make sense for your audience when you phrase it in a way like, well, Tyler Boyer knew some people who were, involved in a mass incident. Oh, Erika Kirk knew somebody in a mass incident that took place. Well, what about all the other mass incidents? Where were they at for those? Now, all of a sudden, your argument completely and totally falls apart. Do you not understand that?
With the victim's family. And let's not forget, by the way, that what was happening at the bar that night, many people in the bar were there because they were having a reunion of some description because they had survived the largest mass shooting in American history, the one that the media swept under the rug very quickly.
Oh, no way. So he literally knew a person in the largest incident to happen? Only the most likely chance, if you're to know somebody, would be probably from that incident? Wow, that's just astronomically low.
We got no details. The Vegas shooting of October of 2017. Apparently that had to do with the Middle East, actually. Israel, the Middle East, swept under the rug. No lone shooter, Stephen Paddock. We'll never know the answers. But again, so
Tyler Boyer, he was the cause of that, right? Okay. That's a heck of a claim. That is a heck of a claim.
Rob McCoy knows these whatever. But there's another Rob McCoy adjacent one as well, and it involves Turning Point. Rob McCoy was the person who organized the Nashville Covenant School Memorial in 2023 because it just so happened that Turning Point was having a pastors' summit down the road when that happened, when the shooting happened. And again, that was a trans person, and then that trans person was immediately shot. Guest pastor summit, right place, wrong time. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Candace Owens' dad did run the security. I did see that, and I covered that on the channel. Candace Owens' father literally ran the security for Sandy Hook during the time of the incident that took place. So, Candace is also directly adjacent to that happening. That's weird, Candace.
Well, guess what, guys? We can now add another Turning Point staff member, starting Turning Point employee who was in the midst of a shooting. This time, it was one that took place in Kirkwood, Missouri, back in 2008 at the City Hall. On February 7, 2008, there was a man named Charles Thornton. He went by Cookie, and he went on a shooting rampage at a city council meeting.
This sounds immediately like it would be some sort of trans person. What the heck?
In his hometown, okay? And while shooting, he shouted, "Shoot the mayor, shoot the mayor." He killed 2 police officers, 3 city officials. He injured also a reporter, and he shot the mayor twice in the head. The mayor survived that day, but he died 7 months later due to complications from the injury. Again, interesting target, I would say, but this is a crazy man. Cookie was a crazy man who never stood trial because he died from 2 gunshot wounds in a shootout with police.
Wow, it's so suspicious that a man with a gun firing at police died. Crazy that this Cookie guy, probably some sort of weird lefty, sounds like to me, but I don't know for sure. I'll look into that. I don't know, Candace. And the following around conservatives? Huh. It's almost like that's kind of what the left does. I don't know. It's a little odd. You're from Eastern Europe. Gambling was the least of Romania's concerns, but she will make it all about it to tie back to Erika's ancestors' lottery gambling thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing about it is Candace is super tied to Romania through the Tates. Like, her husband is best friends with the Tates. Like, I don't know. So why is she saying, like, it's weird that they're involved in Romania when she's involved in Romania where there's actual trafficking being done, admitted by the Tates? This isn't even speculation. The Tates admitted this, that they would literally honeypot women into doing this stuff. Like, that's absolutely trafficking. It's the craziest crap, but it's fine when she does it. It's fine when her friends do it. You know what I mean? Wonder how many other people enroll in Arizona State. Quite a few, Coach Gal. 100%, you know. So many people go there. But yeah, thank you again so much, Marissa. Seriously, Marissa Self, thank you so much for that. I genuinely appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys. Hey, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Let's keep going.
Who was there? None other than Justin Strife, the current COO of Turning Point USA, who became the COO 7 days before Charlie was assassinated. I actually have heard from people that Erika pushed for Justin Strife, and I will say allegedly there, because this is Turning Point employees that are saying that Erika was driving Charlie to give Justin...
I don't know why. This picture makes me think he's going to hold up a thing and go like, Tyrannosaurus or something like that. You know what I mean? Does anybody else see that? Just curious.
Strife more power. Again, I cannot confirm that. That is a Turning Point employees. Everyone can say that until I have proof. It's just hearsay. But what we can confirm is that regarding that shooting in Missouri in 2008, he appears in a news clip and he speaks about Cookie. I don't know if he was working.
Yeah, Arizona has the biggest enrollment. Yeah, 194,000. That's crazy. Every freshman year, almost 200,000 kids. That's insane. Yeah, Arizona University is like absolutely massive.
Council Hall. He definitely sounds familiar with what's going on. I'm just going to let you listen to him in his own words. Take a listen.
Sirens wail outside Kirkwood City Hall in Missouri. The building that usually houses mundane civic meetings became the scene of a rampage Thursday night after a gunman stormed the building and opened fire. 2 police officers and 3 city officials were killed. The mayor was critically hurt, and a newspaper reporter was wounded.
Yeah, it's really shocking. When I heard about it, I was just like, oh my God.
The shooter was eventually shot and killed by police. It's reported he was Charles Cookie Thornton, who had a reputation for disrupting city meetings and for making outrageous statements.
So he was unhinged and was very, very unhinged just in general. So a psychopath does crazy things all of the time and then does something even crazier. And this is supposed to surprise people. Okay.
I've heard that this guy has come to the council meetings before and complained about tickets and fines that he's gotten from the city, and he's kind of made threats before.
I thought the police were racist in the town. You always heard him saying that he thought the police were running a plantation.
Police say the gunman shot one officer outside the building, then went inside and immediately shot another in the head. He then continued firing, taking aim at city council members. At one point, the city attorney tried to fight off the attacker by throwing chairs.
Everyone knows he's kind of crazy, and I mean, I don't think anyone ever thought it would get to this point.
Hours after the shootings, officers from neighboring cities and communities were still arriving to pay respects to the fallen officers.
Anytime an officer goes down, you're going to see officers show up from everywhere, regardless of boundaries or department guys.
Okay, I don't need to see that officers are doing all that. I mean, I get it. You know, oh, who's this guy? Wait, I'm confused.
And that's what you're seeing tonight.
The city of Kirkwood recently made national news after a pizza worker named Michael Devlin was arrested in the kidnapping of Sean Hornbeck and Ben Ownby.
This isn't the town that Kirkwood really is.
Why are we on this now?
You know, very quiet town. And so something like this, I mean, just is really going to throw us down into chaos.
I certainly did not know that he was involved in Kirkwood. Is he working at the city council? Was he living there? How did he know Cookie? He's speaking about
What do you mean, how did he know Cookie? He said he heard that he was doing crazy stuff. He didn't say he knew him personally. What do you mean?
Cookie and what Cookie was upset about. Was
Why
he
would
just
she throw that in
featured
there?
at meetings at the city council and heard Cookie rant about racism? I do love that it's not the trans narrative because it's 2008, so it was more about like BLM narrative. And it's like Cookie just thought everybody was racist, and that's why he did this. And Cookie's gone, and he won't be able to speak for himself. But it's
He was coming out there making awful statements at city council. That's exactly what they just said. What are you talking about, Candace? Do you not listen when people speak? Ever? Do you not retain the information? Is it in one ear and out the other? I'm so confused.
interesting. It's interesting to me because I can't name anybody in my circle who could just be like, oh, me, yeah, no, I was at this, or oh, I knew this person, knew this shooting.
Your dad? Your daddy was. Your daddy literally was running security at Sandy Hook when it happened. When Sandy Hook took place. Your daddy was there. You can't point your finger at your own father? You don't know your dad? Okay, I believe that, I guess. Never mind. Oh, come on. That was a funny joke. That was a funny joke, and I at least deserve a little bit of a chuckle from that one. I think that was fine. I think that was a fine joke. Come on. I'm not great at I'm not a comedian. Don't hold my feet to the fire.
This is like, is this normal conversation at brunch with the girls? I'm asking. I'm
You would know. Your dad was literally part of it.
genuinely asking. Is it you could just stay in a room and boom, boom, boom. Okay, McCoy, Strife. Oh yeah, no, I was there. Blah, blah. Does that seem normal to you? Anyway, I wanted to leave you with that because
Let me see. Let's do Candace Owens. Oh, come on. Candace Owens' father security. I did not want to type that other thing in. That would have been a bad thing. Let's see. A thread Candace Owens' connection to Andrew Tate and her many lies. George Farmer's. Okay. Latest. Apparently her father said that out of his own mouth he was security at the time. What the F is Candace going on? Wait, what the F is going on, Candace? Your father had schemes in Arizona too? Wait, Arizona? That's not... Sandy Hook is in Maryland, right? What? I'm confused. Your father worked at Sandy Hook during security there. Ah, here it is. This is what I'm looking for. In charge of contracts during tragic loss of life and during Sandy Hook security. So this was him. Bright Horizons Family Solutions. This is her dad. This is information, like, error. The search engines have wiped it as a result. I found the link in a message and I sent to someone a couple days ago. It still works. Someone had to have had screenshots, right? Hold on. Crazy how all search engines, like instant propagation, I think AI disinformation de-indexing bot? What? Hold on. Is it this? Robert Owens? Wait, is this him? No, none of these people are him. That's weird. Is this him? Huh. I don't know. Well, now I don't know any of it. Like, I don't know. What happened? I'm sure somebody will get the screenshots, right? Sure you got the right guy now. Maybe it wasn't the right guy, but I'm pretty sure that it actually showed. Like her, right? I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to dig deeper into this for sure. Candace Owens' father was in charge of security for Sandy Hook. Let that sink in. But why would he be down in Arizona? That doesn't make sense at all right here. I don't know. That's weird. But, Maryland. What was he doing in Arizona in general anyway? So I guess it's just all weird. The video's core claim that Candace Owens' father was head of security at Sandy Hook Elementary lacks credibility. Okay, well, maybe it is shakier than I thought. We need to know more about Candace Owens' father because I swear I saw it, though. Now it's reporting it, like, differently. Well, look, at the end of the day, we could dig into that. Maybe her father wasn't head of security, but I don't know. There's this video, too, though. Like, this is the video, I think, that claims it, right? Let's see. Candace Owens confronts something.
Is that if this is true, there are some major implications.
Good, it froze.
One of which it might explain that
There we go. All right, pull up Task Manager. For some reason, it pops it right out of it. Candace Owens confronts explosive Sandy Hook father allegations after Ian Carroll speaks out. Ian Carroll speaks out? What do you mean? Okay, let me see. Let's see. I'll just do Sandy. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's just see real quick.
all of the good stuff. If you remember,
Actually,
called Sandy Hook. Now, the eventual fallout from that was that a man by the name of Alex Jones was sued into oblivion for things he had said about the events there.
Yeah.
Mostly that it was fabricated, it was a psyop, it was MKO, all that stuff, you know. So they sued him because he, when it comes to her father, if indeed he had a hand or at least was there at the times of events, it would explain some things about Candace going into everybody else's history and why it's so hard to find hers.
It is interesting, right? I don't know. I think we'll wait. We'll wait for on that claim. You know, we'll wait on that claim. And it would also explain why he had such a hard time with the Sandy Hook ordeal in general. I don't know. It's interesting, right? Maybe. Maybe it's not connected. Maybe it was just a coincidence Alex Jones was covering it and took so much flack while Candace was on this side of it. I have no idea. But yeah, he did have an unfair trial. It was ridiculous. They made him guilty because he wouldn't give a document that didn't exist.
Because I am increasingly amazed by it. I'm amazed by their lack of fortune in life, that they should be so close.
Wait, really? Sandy Hook, Connecticut? That's where Candace Owens is from? Yeah, I guess so. She did grow up in Connecticut, didn't she? I didn't know she was from Sandy Hook. So yeah, I mean, it would put her right there where her father would be working security. Huh. That is a good point. Yeah, well, we need to dig into this. I think we do need to dig way deeper into this, honestly. Honestly, we do. Her husband is behind this. The fact that there was, in fact, child actors there. Some more than one with your own eyes. It was confirmed. Don't know everything Alex said. The thing about it is Alex didn't even really make a direct claim. He had two people on his show that were making claims about Sandy Hook that he was interviewing. And they blamed him for that. They treated it like it was Alex Jones's ideas. He was just questioning people. It's crazy. Actually punished for asking questions.
And be able to comment on so many tragedies, including the one that happened on September 10th, in which all of them obviously were very close. The very best friends, closest people to Charlie Kirk. Never mind the fact that they're quite literally getting community noted on X right now for just making up stuff.
No, they're not. They didn't make up a thing. As a matter of fact, the video that got community noted was older than Charlie Kirk's opinions on Iran after Trump had bombed Iran. You realize that, right? But you're not going to ever admit that.
That Charlie would have said or thought, despite all of the evidence to the contrary regarding the Iranian war. Could you imagine you leave this earth and the people who take over the empire that you built, the business empire that you built, are now trying to make people believe that you would have said the opposite and believed the opposite of the things that you said while you were on this earth. It's incredible. To me, it is
incredible. It's so amazing. Why would people ever do that? Why would people ever do that, Candace? Iran gave President Trump no choice. For a decade, he had been adamant that Iran will never get a nuclear weapon. Iran decided to forego diplomacy in pursuit of a bomb. This is a surgical strike operated perfectly. President Trump acted with prudence and decisiveness. 6/21/25, when Trump blew up the reserves or the nuclear programs in Iran. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was so against it. You're right. The videos you're citing are older than this. That's the problem. I'm citing his opinion after the videos that agree with you about regime change and stuff. This came after. Despicable person. Candace Owens is such a despicable person.
Act of tremendous betrayal, moral betrayal. It's completely immoral what they're doing, and I don't know how they do it. I really do not know how they do it outside of the understanding that Elizabeth Lane posits, the journalist Elizabeth Lane, that we are dealing with true psychopaths. Anyway, we'll be right back to answer some of your comments after a brief break. All right.
Alrighty. I would love to go over the comments and stuff, but I've run out of time for the stream today, guys. Sorry. I got to be up early in the morning with the kiddos and whatnot, so just is what it is. These little girls, they have been Whew, they've been cranky. They've been a little cranky because it's been storming out. So I know I'm going to have to deal with that tomorrow because it's going to be storming tomorrow as well. So there is that. I gotta definitely get some good sleep for these kids. And then, yeah, then I got to go to work as well. It's going to be a heck of a time. But man, you guys are making it closer and closer to me not having to actually, one of these days, I mean, at this rate, with how fast subscribers are coming in, I may be able to quit my job one day. I don't know. You guys give me a lot of hope. Seriously, thank you guys so much. All I ask for is just a like and subscribe. That's really all I mainly care about. I just want to grow this channel because once it gets to be too big to fail, you know what I mean? Then it's just one of those things where I won't have to worry, you know? I don't think I'll ever have to worry. I don't have to ask for donations. I don't have to advertise, you know what I mean? So, and I'd like to keep it free. I want to keep things free because I want everybody to be able to come in and not be bombarded by 10 different things in their streams. Like, look at Candace. Look at this. We have to skip through all these different things. Paleo Valley, Evict the Parasites, Candace Store, American Financing, Act Today, or that's still American Financing. Yeah, American Financing. Then she had like what? Let's see. Where's her other advertisements? Like, good Lord, like that's just unbelievable, right? Like, who wants to watch a stream where there's like 10 million advertisers, right? I mean, some people do, and I don't blame people for doing it, right? But it's just, I don't know. I guess it bothers me a little more the fact that she's making all this stuff up and profiting off of it so much. And I'm a little sick. I don't know. When people are actually just, you know, giving news and being truthful and being good, I don't mind their advertisements or anything like that. But man, just this gossip, and then please buy from my advertiser. Like, it just shows all these advertisers too, they support this. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, let's support doxing people and putting all their personal information out on the internet. Do they not think about this when they advertise, or when they let Candace advertise her? That's ridiculously disgusting. Like, I don't like attacking advertisers or anything like that. But she's actually genuinely not only saying that a dictator who genocided 60,000 people was justified in that, and then also he was murdered, but also to sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to dig up Erika's entire past and show pictures of her childhood that were not public at all. I'm going to reveal that Erika Kirk's mother has Lyme disease, even though that was never public before that. And advertisers are like, yes, we'll keep paying her money to do this. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I'm not going to advocate for anybody to go and attack any of that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want anybody to do that whatsoever. I'm not calling for that at all. But I do think it's nuts that they're not at least paying attention. You know what I mean? Like, they're not paying attention at all. It's just weird. But I don't know. What self-respecting man listens to Candace? Oh, God, come on. I'm trying here. Hey, at least I got you guys. I'm dragging you guys down with me, right? I mostly appreciate you guys doing this with me because I know this is difficult, and I'm glad we can at least have a good time while listening to this drivel. But tell me what you all think down in the comment section below after all this, after this stream goes up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I genuinely had fun with you all here. I'm going to be making a video on this tomorrow, don't worry. And there's also a guy who recorded some phone calls of Candace. I forgot to bring that up today. I need to make a video about that tomorrow. It's interesting to say the least. But yeah, thank you all so much. And I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later. Oh, good. Making me watch an ad on my own studio. It's crazy. Okay, now, thanks, Rumble. Wow.